Good morning! What's happening? I'm just gonna put this layout, get this layout set back up because it's been a little bit, here we go, that's better. I might get that, what's it called thing happening? Streamlabs, where it shows like the activity, a little bit of an activity feed. I'll get that sorted out. Recent events, here we go. These little things. That's a bit better. Alright. So I guess we'll be starting with Bitcoin as usual. I'm also going to open up a total market cap chart as well, just so we can check that out. There's that total. Here we go. Daily. Man, we are still up very high. Like, I mean, we made a market cap all-time high 3 days ago. Like, that's, yeah, we're still in the midst of price discovery for the total crypto market cap. I'll just wait for some more people to filter through. What I'm going to do also is grab the link to the stream and then tweet about it. Get a tweet happening. Second.
Good morning.
Good morning. All right.
How are you doing today, Rick?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm still here, partner.
That's the way. Yep. Still here, still holding strong. Still doing it, still getting it.
Still watching these damn markets roll up and down.
That's it. I'm gonna have to rename the title of the stream too. It's currently saying Solana. Solana's still good, but it's just not the theme of the day. Just get this tweet out, and then I'll message everyone in the Discord as well, just to let them know that the stream's up, and then we'll get into it. Get stuck into it. Tweet. There we go. And let's tweet this out. Change the title of the stream. 1 second. I'm just gonna keep it at Crypto Watch Live. Nice and all-encompassing. Just go to my YouTube here and my Discord, and just message everyone. There we go. Alright, the world knows now. Watch those numbers slowly tick up, hopefully. Alright, let's go back to... Bitcoin, alright. Turn this music down just a touch. And yes, I'll be looking at all of the alts that you're curious about once I get a bit of a sentiment analysis going. So just looking at the bigger picture here. Yeah, we're still on wave 3. This could go real high, as in total market cap. But let's just sort of try and get an idea of where this might head. So at the start of the trend, if we take that as the point 1, take it up to point 2, and then down to point 3, which is the pullback, wind it across. We're currently fighting the 786 fib level. So we've made it through the 618. Now, a 1-to-1 extension is a pretty reasonable spot. Oh, to add that, 1 second. A 1-to-1 extension on the Fibonacci trend-based fib extension tool is quite a healthy, regular target to hit in a move up. So we could be getting that 3 trillion that we're sort of, so close to getting. I mean, we've already got 2.8, so it's not too much further to get that 3. And then that would produce just that extra boost for the alts to trend up and, possibly go back into price discovery. So there's, we can see a few alts today performing pretty well, like XYO. Even Shiba is on a bit of a recovery trend at the moment, which is interesting to see. We'll see if it can actually get past this. We've got this angular resistance here, where it's currently struggling to break through. So will that produce a rejection and heading back down? Possibly. So if not, if it breaks out from here, then it's game on. But at the moment, yeah, it is. I mean, it could almost be seen as like a bit of a bull flag too. Shiba, something like this. And if not a bull flag, then perhaps like a falling wedge. Either way, I think it's bullish. Technically, the technical setup here is bullish. This correction was really big. I think that was due to some kind of fundamental thing that happened with Shiba. I don't know. I've only heard or seen videos about it that suggest that it's that they affected the circulating supply somehow, the developers behind Shiba. So we'll see what happens there. Hey, Static Trading, 4.99 super chat. Thanks, bro. Ricky, you're so fine. Ricky, you blow my mind. Hey, Ricky. Appreciate that, Static. Shout out to Static, by the way. The link to his stream is in the description of my live stream here on YouTube, so check it out. If you haven't subscribed to his channel already, make sure you do so. He's one of the good ones, ladies and gentlemen. And we've also got Da Real. His streams in the chat as well. We've got, let's see who else is in there. Adam Up, B. If you remember B from back in the day, on the original community that we're all in. He's now got his own channel as well, so check that out. Subscribe. And yeah, great community. A lot of good people in there. So just getting back onto Bitcoin. So we know that, okay, market cap, total crypto market cap still has a bit of headroom above it. So we can, there's no, I don't think this is exhausted just yet. I think maybe we'll see a bit more consolidation and perhaps some kind of a rising, an ascending triangle formation where it comes up in, hits against resistance, and then slowly building confidence again, just during all of this consolidation period. And then, we want that break of the 786 Fibonacci level. We want daily candle closes above that so that we can start climbing up and testing the 1-to-1 fib extension. Now, if it gets super bullish, which it can, we all know it can go beyond 1. The 1618 is a 3.85 trillion market cap. That's the ambitious target. That's the really optimistic. This is more of the realistic. And then of course the pessimistic is if we just like we don't get any higher from this resistance and start trending back down again. But yeah, those are your three outcomes. We're currently, yeah, fighting at that fib level. Total market cap. All right, so we know that we're still on this wave 3. So what does that mean here? I think, like, this is my feeling about Bitcoin at the moment. I think if we were due to like correct big, I think we would have already seen it. All of this, like the length of these wicks here, especially like as soon as it comes down around 60, I think like the market seems to be behaving the same way as it did when things were coming down at around 30. Like 60 is the new 30. People are happy to buy it at 60 in anticipation for, you know, further price discovery. Now let's see if the oscillators have the same like kind of outlook. So we all know it's like it's going a bit flat and boring. The last 3 weeks, it's just been like, okay, so are we climbing or are we just holding still? And you can see that the MACD on the weekly is like just creating like the first weak histogram bar there, that lighter green color. So that can change. There's still a couple of days left of the week. If there's just a surge in demand all of a sudden, it'll switch that out, and that histogram bar will become solid green again, and then we might, with any luck, we could continue this this hike here on the MACD. The thing that is like mildly concerning is that you can see the MACD here is quite tall, like it's quite high up, caused by, you know, the first all-time high run that we saw from the start of the year. And right now, like this, I mean, this is still climbing, but what we want to at least see is it get up and go as equal as high as the previous hump, or if not go beyond it to get further momentum, because what we're trying to avoid is long-term bearish divergence. So that would cause, like, you know, a big long-term correction if we got you know, higher highs on price but lower highs on oscillator. So another oscillator that I'll check out is the I might have to delete that one first, is the RSI, so the relative strength index. I'll use the divergence indicator because it's essentially an RSI anyway. But yeah, you can see if you're just comparing the peaks here, we've got, I mean, look at that. Look how divergent this is. So we've got that high there, which is this. But we've already sort of like paid for this divergence. You know what I mean? Like we've already sort of smoothed that out. It's kind of like history now. But yeah, look how massive that divergence was. Like this bearish divergence goes all the way down here, while price was climbing all the way up here. So if we're just ignoring like this part of the chart, like let's just look at everything moving forward from there, from this like moment in the chart in time, then everything that follows that has been healthy so far. There has been no divergence yet. I mean, the weekly chart has not even come up to 70 on the RSI yet. So this, and we know in the history of Bitcoin, it goes well beyond 70. Like, look at that. This is when Bitcoin goes parabolic. It performs way above 70. It goes up like even as high as, like, you know, almost 100, like 98, 96, something like that. So to me, like, there is a lot of ceiling above that Bitcoin can still head, according to the RSI here. So whether, I don't know if as far as bearish divergence goes, like measuring it across a span as big as, like, you know, 6 months or 8 months rather, like that's quite a distance there. If we go to the monthly chart, yeah, okay, so on the monthly, we've got higher highs in price, just like we got a new all-time high. So technically, as it stands, the oscillator is divergent. So the RSI, we've got lower highs there on RSI. So we're currently feeling the effect of that at the moment. Like that's why we're kind of flat and stagnant. What would need to happen to correct that would be either a pullback, like to previous levels of resistance. So if we were to pull back and cradle at the 53,000 level, which is just here, the top of that month there, which was September, and then, you know, maybe have a month of just retracement, and then maybe that'd give us enough correction on the RSI to cause a new trend to go up on the next move. But anyway, we'll see how we go, hey? So, all right, let's just go to, so we've got, I mean, while we're on Shiba, let's just check out Shiba. So, unfortunately, this bull pennant that we had drawn in a few days ago, or a couple of days ago, failed. Like, it got invalidated. We can very convincingly broke down out of it, but that's okay. It's not the end of Shiba by any means. It's just you know, it has to start building up that confidence again in the bulls, and we have to start creating a new structure once we deal with whatever this is now. I mean, to me, it looks like a bit of a flag, or, you know, it could start developing like a falling wedge. But either way, corrections don't go forever, just the same as rallies don't go forever. Like, you know, a euphoric bull pump has its limits, just the same as a pullback has its limits. Like, I mean, reach the limit right here, you could say, like, at least for the short term. This sell-off did exhaust itself, and we got a nice bounce. So, from a Fibonacci perspective, let's check that out. So if we go up to the highest point, take it down to the lowest point after the high, and draw this across, you can see we're currently at resistance of the 0.5 fib. So we're halfway back to the existing high, which is 6.6. So 6,600 Shiba Toshis is the existing resistance, of course, as we can all see. So on a shorter time frame, so we understand that the golden ratio is where all this resistance lives, up here. So we have to get through that. But now that we understand that we've met resistance at the 0.5, we want to know where the support's going to be if we do pull back. So if we delete that one and zoom in a little to this, we can grab a fib retracement in the opposite direction, which is basically a support fib. We want to know the common spots to find support are between the 0.5 and the 0.618. So like in that sort of pocket. So if this is to get rejected by this trend line and pull back, then likely spots for support are probably off this previous resistance here, which lines up with the 0.5 pullback of basically 5,400, 5,500 shiboshis, for lack of a better term. So there, I mean, a deeper correction would see it, you know, come through and get back in touch with the golden ratio, which is very close to 5,000. So yeah, if we can't break this this resistance line, this green trend line descending, you know, these are the points where we're chasing for a bounce. So I guess we'll probably find that out for over the next, you know, 12 hours. Like, obviously, like where things are headed. We've already sort of got a bit of a sense of what's happening right now, and that's rejection at this level, or just resistance for now that we have to get above. You know, if you bought into this little rally up here, this bounce, taking some kind of profits here. It doesn't have to be all of the profit. It could be like, you know, 40% or 50% of your profit here is not a bad idea. That way, if it does fall, if it does correct, at least you got 50% of profits up here, and then you can just sell the other or hold the other, and then take that profit that you sold here and buy the bounce wherever this thing bounces, like, you know. So if you sell 50 and then you buy that dip, leaving the rest of your position here, so that's still there, the 50% up here, but then depending where you got in, like I don't know, it's up to you, but yeah, 50% profit taken from the top to buy the dip and average yourself back into a new position. And that's, yeah, there's just so many ways to play around with averaging, like cost averaging, in and out, you know, entering and exiting positions. So yeah, that's an approach. Now you can see on the cipher indicator on the 1 hour chart, we've just hit a massive momentum swing here. So this is suggesting there's gonna be some correction for the next couple of hours, and it's already in effect right now. So, you know, if this is to flow, like you can see, momentum waves can hang on one side for quite some time. Like all of that, look at that. It's quite a long time of price structure. But if we do find support more bullish, like at the 236 or the 382, we could turn around pretty rapidly, and this could become like the next leg up on this wave. So we've seen that before, and I'll show you examples of that. All right, like right through here, look at all this structure here. So you've got a wave here, it dips, so this part indicates, oh, it might be over, but then we get this second kick, a third kick, and then a fourth, and then maybe even the last little bit is a fifth, and then it comes down, you know, like, so just because the momentum changed or shifted does not mean that the rally is over. It just means it could just be indicating a pullback for that time, that moment in time. So, I mean, MACD on the hourly, that is threatening to cross as well. Not cross, but it's showing weakness as well. Like we've got the histogram bars diminishing, which means there's a bit of obviously resistance going on. So now Bollinger Bands. Let me tell you about Bollinger Bands. Bollinger Bands are actually a pretty handy little way to sort of see where you shouldn't be buying and where you should be buying. So they're kind of like a dynamic RSI that goes onto the chart. Think about it sort of like an RSI in a way. So if we go down to like a scalp time frame, like a 5-minute chart, you can see buying on the top half, which is the upper band. So if you see this whole sausage type shape, the upper edge, you should not be buying when price is above, and like testing the upper edge like that. You want to be buying on the lower half of the band, and especially more likely during a squeeze, like when the bands are tight. So if you see right now, like let's see what's happening right now. Okay, so we've got a bit of consolidation here. Let me delete the fib retracement here, just so we can focus on the Bollinger Bands. So you can see what happens during a squeeze. Like it comes down, and it's the same effect as a bullish continuation pattern, like a wedge, right? Like this. It's basically suggesting the same thing. The price is squeezing and is likely to break out in a big way. Like you're going to get an explosion in the trend. So this was like a textbook bullish continuation pattern. So that's a bull pennant. Got the break, rallied up. Now, what is this pattern here? This could be another. This could potentially be another wedge, to be honest, which could shoot us up to test the top of that resistance again. and with any luck, get a breakthrough. But yeah, it's, you can see on the cipher indicator there's a bit of bearish divergence going on as well, which means this leg up here was like overshot, like a bit unnatural, I guess you could say. It's like the strength behind it was just quite different to this first leg. So this second leg probably had less volume, so lower volume compared to this one's higher volume, which means that there is, even though there's a price climb, there's a change in strength, which means it's kind of like a sign that, oh, the bulls are running out of demand. You know, the demand is weakening and diminishing. So it's like the canary in the coal mine type thing. So that doesn't mean that new supply can't step in and just push through it anyway, because we've seen that before, especially with like Bitcoin and stuff. So yeah, that's Bollinger Bands. Try to stick to opening positions on the bottom side of the band and not the top side, because that'll set you up for a bigger move. And you know, it doesn't mean you can't take positions on the top side. You're just taking on extra risk. Just understand that. Like, you know, you could be buying the moment of a pullback, like right here. Let's say, you know, you bought there on this green candle because it, you know, you felt the FOMO, like, oh, it's pumping, like, let's go. And then let's say you did it on leverage, you open a position here, and then the pullback happens and your liquidation is like, you know, here or something, you would get liquidated. So it's just better practice to get in when the price is on the bottom half of the band, and especially during a moment of stability, because I mean, that's volatile. Like, that's a big move up. That's danger. You know, that's dangerous. When price is moving flat or consolidating, kind of like what it's doing now, that's safer conditions. That's much better conditions to like open positions in. And you want to try and open it when price is at the bottom of the band. So, you know, arguably, I'm not trying to encourage you to buy right now, but you can see the price is in the bottom half of the band. And judging by that wick there is a bit of demand buying it up at this stage. So, yeah, let's just do a hypothetical. Let's draw like a green buy line, like right there, right where the price is right now. And we'll see how it behaves over the next, you know, half an hour. We'll see if it climbs up from here. Because, you know, price, when it does get back in touch with the bottom of the band, it likes to trend back up, hit the top, and when it hits the top, it likes to trend back down. So it's like a pendulum. It swings up and down price inside of the bands. And we can all see that the band is squeezing and the reason the band is squeezing is because of the distance between the highs and the lows. So that distance there is larger than this distance here. So what does that produce? A squeezing of the band. Like, it squeezes in to, like, you know, encompass the price. And the more reduction, like, let's say that the next couple of rallies only go up this high, and like we get that squeezing effect, that could be a really good condition and setup to see a break to the next level. You know, we'll see how it plays out. I'm gonna leave that there. And you can see, yeah, we did get a squeeze here. The band squeezed in. The reason they expanded a bit was because of this little rally here that we got on the smaller time frame. And by the way, like, the Bollinger Bands change depending on the time frame you're on, of course. So if we go to the 15-minute, it shows we're kind of like testing the median zone here, like the middle of the band. And then the 1 hour, let's see how that's behaving. Well, yeah, we're very extended on the hourly. So this is a good example of why it's important to pay attention to what's happening above, and don't get so caught up in what's happening on the smaller end when you're scalping. So whenever you open a fresh chart, you want to be analyzing, okay, what's happening on the daily? Like, what's happening? So if you look on the daily chart, we left the band quite dramatically. Like, obviously we did. We did it here too. We left the band. The reaction to that is the band pulls the price back in. Like, we have to come back to reality. Now, the orange line that's in the middle of my Bollinger Bands here, that is, you can see that as, you can basically call that average, the price average. So that's like the fair value. So right now we're above the fair price. So we're actually paying more than average. Like, it's actually kind of a bullish sign as well. Like, if something is performing above average, then it's, you know, in one sense it's bullish. You know, if it's below average, like all of this action below the orange line indicates, you know, a fall, which is, I know that's quite obvious, but yeah. Hopefully this is helping, this like little Bollinger Bands rundown. But let's go on a higher time frame, like the 4 hour. But look at this beautiful squeeze right here. Like, look at that. Look how close the bands were squeezing right here. These the conditions that create really good entries. And if you pair it up with, you know, oscillators like MACD, the cipher indicator even, or the RSI, they can give you the confirmation that these conditions are safe to enter. And, you know, you can have a punt at maybe a bullish breakout on the cards. Not to mention, we've got, you know, the apex of a pennant that the price was working its way into. Now, they're not guarantees, but they're the best conditions to enter long positions. So just remember that. Yeah, not a guarantee. And yeah, at least with this starting point, like, this will at least avoid you getting into stupid positions, like FOMOing into something when it's already happened. Like, you know, if something has taken off, the higher it goes, the more risky it becomes, and the more silly it is to open a long position. You want to be paying attention to things that are on a correction more. So one way to do it is, if you have a watch list on your TradingView, see how I've got it arranged by the top trending coins at the moment. By the way, we've got a new daily candle in 1 minute, or 45 seconds. So you can arrange it in reverse. So you've got the biggest dipping coins first. So we've got this multiverse. We've got AI. It's dipped 16.5% on the daily candle so far. So that's on a pullback. So that's gearing up for potential buys. Like, you want to buy in the red. You don't want to buy the stuff that's really green. Like, try to avoid FOMO. This is FOMO, like all the top of this watch list. I mean, you can scalp it, but just understand it's riskier, like, because it's already happened. Like, the move is over. All right, we got that out the way. So, so I guess, yeah, so far this stream's a little less about the TA of what's happening right now. It's more about strategy. Like, how do you approach, like, what should you be looking for to trade? Like, and it's, you know, don't go chasing the green candles. Like, don't chase the top of the list. Okay, there's the daily. So everything's resetting to 0. You can see that. The watch list, everything's basically 0. So there we go, XYO changed to 0 for the day. All right, let's look at some different alts. Brandy, thank you so much for the $2 super chat there. Opinion on one, got in at 10 cents. All right, let's check out one. Harmony. So I'd have to arrange this alphabetically. One. Ah, yes. So good friend Trogdor, he opened a pretty good position. He opened around when price was dipping into this box of support here. So I think it was, I'm not sure like what point on the chart that he entered, but it produced you know, we did break out from this falling wedge, even though it didn't produce like a crazy like recovery rally that went up, but it still performed like a trade that you could have taken, like, you know, entering. We had this box identified all the way when price was back here, because we were looking, oh yeah, there's support here, there's support here, there's support here. You know, it's obvious this kind of range is a bit of a buy zone. So, you know, there would have been good buys here, even through here, producing these nice little kicks. And even through here, like, you know, these are deeper pullbacks, but still, we're able to break out, test the top. So, yeah, Harmony does look pretty good, to be honest. Like, it's the only concern I have is like it keeps repeatedly testing this buy zone. We want to see it like rally up. So let me turn off the Bollinger Bands just for a second. Now this falling wedge, like that structure there has sort of been and gone. So we've passed that point. Now if I alter the lines a bit just to get a bit of a change in perspective, it is still in like somewhat of a more macro falling wedge. So there could be still like a much larger breakout on the cards. So if you got in at 10 cents, Brandy, I would continue to hold this. You know, the only time I would start getting a bit more like pessimistic about it and losing hope for a rally is if this falling wedge fails. You know, if we were to break down out of this wedge pattern. So if you get price breaking out of that box and falling through this, you know, 27 cents, 26 cents area, you know that, oh, okay, it's, you know, the party's over, it's correcting, like a full correction. But there is still, you know, the hope is not gone yet. There is still hope for a breakout, a bullish breakout of a falling wedge like this. So yeah, hang in there, I would say. If you've got some powder, like you could even like continue to buy through this buy zone, because I mean that's where it is. It's in buy zone right now. And then, you know, maybe you could set your stop loss just below the lows, you know. But you can see, we're on the hourly chart here. You can see like every time price has entered this rectangle here, it just gets bought up so quickly. Like, look at the length of those wicks. That just shows a lot of buying pressure. And you can see the result of that. Like, there's these really nice rallies that come off the back of it. All right. So yeah, that's just another good point. Like, if you can identify like some kind of pennant shape and it's early, like it's still early, you can make trades within that shape. Like if it starts to hit the top, if it comes to the top of the shape, you know that it's time to sell. And when it comes back down to the bottom to test the bottom of the shape, like all through here, that's more of like the buy side. And I bet you if I turn on the Bollinger Bands, might not be this time frame. Yeah, this time frame, you can see it's the same thing. Like if you go to the 4-hour chart, this is a bit better. All right, so you can see price at the top of the band, or like passing the orange area, is showing, okay, this is like the sell area, you know. All through here would be selling, and then all through this area of the bands would be like the buying. So if you can catch the moves as it's bouncing its way through this shape, you can scalp during the downtrend, like, because this is in a downtrend, no doubt. It's been in a downtrend since its all-time high, basically. So downtrends don't go forever. Like, there will be a point where this corrects and goes back up toward, you know, the previous highs. Now this is the weekly, so it's still very elevated on the weekly chart, but that doesn't mean you can't get a bit more further activity out of it, especially if Bitcoin performs well and then over the next week. But yeah, I guess let's just see. Bitcoin, it may see a correction over the coming couple of days, but we just want to make sure it holds above 60. If it starts to lose 60,000, that could change the sentiment quite dramatically, you know. But, you know, for now we are above 60, so there's still optimism in the air, you know. There's still a bit of greed. The alts are still seeing action. What's trending right now? We got Mana. Actually, Mana. Let's check Mana out. Brandy. Thank you, Rick. As always, appreciate you. Thank you, Brandy, for that extra little super chat there, $2. And you're most welcome. It's always a pleasure to give out a bit of analysis. Hopefully it helps. Now, what were we looking at? We're looking at Shiba. And, ooh, okay. This could start seeing or feeling the effect of a downtrend. So, what did I get wrong here with this entry? I think it was because we were too low on the time frame. We were getting our perspective from the 1, the 5, and the 15-minute time frames when we should have been paying attention to like the 1 hour. You know, see how the higher time frame has way more influence on direction than any kind of like little signal that you might be getting on the 5-minute. You know, and this is why. I guess as a beginner, when you're just getting into trading, get off the 1 minute, the 5-minute, and the 15-minute time frames. Like, pay attention more to the 4 hour and the 1 hour, because they will tell you what's happening, you know, like where things are due to go. So it's pretty hard to ignore a 1 hour dot here. Like, see that red momentum dot? This has to basically play itself out, and yeah, it might find support and get a green dot down here and cause a new blue wave to come up. But yeah, basically avoid the 15, the 5, and the 1 unless you're getting green signaling like down here on the hour time frame. You know, you want to make sure it's all primed to start moving up before opening like long scalps on the 15, the 5, and the 1. So if you're a short, like if you have the ability to short things, and things are on a correction, then yeah, opening a short during a downtrend is not a bad idea. Like, just wait for the rally. You know, I wouldn't be opening a short right now. It's a bit late. It's a bit after the move. But let's see. We'll see how big this correction goes. Like, let's see if it can get stability and climb up again. I'm going to leave that little green line there. Make it really thick there just so we can keep an eye on it on the higher time frames. But yeah, that was sort of like a FOMO entry right there, because I mean, can you see what I mean by, like, when you buy at the top of the band, it is dangerous. Like, I just caused myself a liquidation, hypothetically, right? Entering a position up here is silly. Like, you shouldn't do that. Wait for higher time frames like the hourly chart. Wait for that Bollinger Band or the price to hit the low part of the bands, and that primes you up for a bullish move, or, you know, the coming bullish move. Now, if you see on the hourly chart, like, this is a good example of dollar cost averaging. If you see that price is continually like stepping down, like in a staircase, just wait out, and then wait to see a bit of leveling out, like where the lows start to get a bit closer together, and then, you know, perhaps it gets a double bottom, like something like this, like where the lows, oh, we've got a higher low. That's the first indication that there could be like a bit of a rally on the cards, you know. But like, all through this, it was just lower low after lower low after lower low, you know. But then this was the first higher low right here. So you sort of have to sort of get used to seeing the zigzags on the chart. Now, when the bottom of the zigzag is continually going lower and lower, don't touch it. Don't go long at all. I mean, if you're shorting, you know, by all means, scalp on the shorting side. But you're waiting for that moment. Like, this is like the trigger moment right here. Like when you get that change in direction. You know, if this was to do another drop down, you know, okay, the downtrend isn't over yet, so I'm not going to touch it. You know, I'm not going to touch something that's continually making lows, like lower highs, lower lows. So, all right, I think that's pretty clear. Sorry to keep repeating it, but yeah, you want to see that kind of action. All right, now, so we've looked at Harmony, we've looked at Shiba. Now let's check out some other ones. We've got someone asking about XYO. We know that was running up like crazy yesterday. There's potential for further like movements up. Wow, yeah, look at that. This is the daily chart, so the volumes was certainly got to ramp up. You see like the breakout of this this big pennant. This is why like these big daily pennants are so powerful, like because they can produce spectacular breakouts. And that's what we were kind of hoping for on Doge, which didn't really happen. It just sort of spilled out and didn't go anywhere. And that's, you know, that's just thanks to the lack of volume. There just hasn't been the volume to really get the ball rolling. But let me go back out to like, say, wait, this isn't Doge. Let me just get Doge up. Dogecoin. All right, yeah. We had this huge squeeze going on. And yeah, we did get a breakout, but it didn't take us up anywhere near the previous highs, like, you know, up here or these highs up here. But it caused something. There was a bit of something there, but unfortunately it just could not sustain, and it's gone back and it's now sliding down, bleeding out. It doesn't mean it's the end of Dogecoin. It's just like, yeah, it's just not something that's producing good trading conditions at the moment. It's probably just still in this like long-term consolidation, and you know, it's a pretty hard chart to read because I mean it is one of those viral crypto coins. Like perhaps technical analysis isn't as strong on a chart like Doge because it's more of like a I don't want to say fundamental because the fundamentals haven't changed for like, you know, 8 years on it. It's just the same thing. Doge is the same thing. It's the viral influence, like the Elon Musk factor, and like, you know, the community drive behind it. If it goes viral, that's what causes it to drive up. Not so much from technical setups, like other charts do. But yeah, I mean, it's still helpful to see if things are on a decline or an incline, like especially with like oscillators and things. But yeah, for now, unfortunately, Doge is not good for scalping as a bull. Like you want to get something that's running hot, like the volatility is picking up. So yeah, ARDR, someone mentioned that. XYO, that's on trend. Very dangerous, of course. Just be very careful with that. Check out the pattern here. Can you see that? We've got lower highs, my bad, like this. Let me just go back to like, and we've got higher lows like this, something like that. So we'll see if it respects you know, the bottom side, because if we're wanting to see further action upwards, this is the line we want to see respected, and we want to see this line broken. Like we want to get a break through this so that we can rally up. So going from break a tech, yeah, break it. Going from a tech. Break? Oh, Qui-Gon, how are you, dude? Good to hear your voice.
Good, how you doing?
Yeah, good.
Good to hear your voice too.
Yeah, there you go.
Missed you.
Yeah, missed you too, dude. Hope you've been well. Have you been trading?
Not really. I've kind of just been buying and holding, like
Yeah, that's
investing short
honestly,
term. Like
man,
I've been.
that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, it takes all of the guesswork out of, you know, participating in crypto, really. Like, if you find that you're losing money scalping, don't do it. Like, just take a step back, maybe get into swing trading or investing, and just understand, like, you know, just work off the higher time frames, like the 15, the 5, and the 1. That's trouble. You know, for a beginner, those charts are very troublesome because they're sort of, it's a very short-term picture that they're painting, and you don't want to get trapped in that because of the influence of the higher time frames. So it pays to really know what's going on the daily, the 4 hour, the 1 hour, as opposed to the 15, the 5, and the 1 minute. So yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And like those smaller time frames, I feel like the shorter they get, the more indecisive they get, or like the more
Yeah.
like, you know, there could be a drastic change, like
Exactly.
that could happen, like quickly and easily, that could screw up your whole trade. Whereas like
Yep.
working off just the higher time frames,
Exactly.
like it's like more safe and reliable.
Whales, they love the 15, the 5, and the 1 minute because they can push the price. It doesn't cost as much to push the price around, to wiggle the price around in that smaller time frame. If you're trying to affect the daily, you need billions of dollars. Like, I mean, XYO is probably not a good example because it's probably got a low market cap, which I'm going to actually check. Like, where does XYO sit? Coin market cap. But yeah, like things like Bitcoin and Ethereum, you can't manipulate the daily chart for Bitcoin, I don't think, unless it's coordinated with a whole bunch of huge holders. I highly doubt that those timeframes are getting manipulated. I think more likely.
I feel like the people that like the biggest whales in Bitcoin don't even really collaborate with each other much because
probably
like,
not.
They're totally in it for themselves. Like they're at a point where they're like, no, dude, like screw it, just like let it go up.
I'm pretty sure like the biggest holders, like I'm pretty sure MicroStrategy is one of, if not the biggest Bitcoin whale. I don't know. There's probably some private whales as well.
They're probably all in their own paradigm, honestly.
Probably, but I think the bulk of their holding, they don't sell that. They use it to put up walls on the order books, not so that it can sell, but just to sort of prevent traffic from pushing it higher. If just they want to drive price down, just to drive price down so they can reaccumulate and buy the dips. But at the moment, I think, like the direction and the price sentiment of Bitcoin is still pretty healthy. Like there's not, we've just come back off a correction of an all-time high and we're climbing back up. We've retested that. So yeah, we could be in a big old cup and handle right now. Like, so, maybe the handle comes down to retest this high, which is 53k, and then we get a bigger breakout like early next year to like this massive rally that goes up, to 100,000. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. It might even start shooting up from 60k. Like it might not need to pull back and fill this space, this gap here, this bubble. Yeah,
I hope it does because I want to buy more. But that's the good kind. That's the good kind of FUD, not fear, uncertainty, and doubt, but the kind of FUD that I like to refer to as faith and understanding of direction.
Oh right, yeah. I've never heard that one before. That's cool.
I made it up.
That's good. Faith and understanding and direction. Yeah, that's great. So
like faith and understanding of direction, because it's like the direction's up, like crypto's going up. Like, so you gotta have faith and understanding of the fact that the direction is up.
Totally. Yeah, I agree. And faith in your own abilities as well. So today's candle, current daily candle is off to a good start. We're 4% up on XYO. Just pay attention to the top of this bigger, like this wedge pattern here. If that breaks, it's, we're on. If this line, if this triangle breaks up and you start getting closes and getting above that high and, obviously this high, this is the all-time high here, then it's, the trend is continuing. If not, if we get a rejection up here and it trends back down, yeah, there could be another moment of support here. Potential buys exist when price gets back in touch with some kind of a trend on the bottom side, but just remember, when you're entering positions, you want to set a stop at a reasonable level, just in case that it loses that trend line. But yeah, it's looking good at the moment. I'm not going to write it off as being over. Like, yes, it's got a lower high here, but that's just due to the fact that it's squeezing right now. It's like it's lost its volatility a bit. It's squeezing down, and hopefully we get another bull pennant situation, just like we did on its higher time frame, like this one. Though we didn't.
Yeah, that's crazy.
This breakout, this pennant was really explosive on XYO. Yeah.
Is that the daily? What time frame is it?
This is the daily. So this coin hasn't been around for very long. You can see, like, there's not much history to go by. So all you've got is like the hourly chart.
Yeah, I've been buying it since 4 cents. I bought it all the way down to 2 cents, and I've just been holding it. Like, I buy everything under 3 cents, and I've just been holding it since then. I'm hoping it goes back down there again, so I can get a lot more.
Yeah. Super chat from.
I feel like it's like Doge 2.0.
Yeah. Super chat from Ravage Hunter 510. Thank you, Ravage. Can we get bullish and bearish scenario for Doge? Let's see. At the moment, it's really it seems to still be squeezing. Like, even though it broke out of this trend here, it's still in this sort of like accumulation type pattern. I wouldn't get bearish on Doge until it breaks below previous lows. Like, see, with 20 cents was a low, and obviously the 16 cents that we all know is the other, the next low. So if we break down below those, then obviously it's going for a deeper correction, likely to go and get in touch with 9 cents. But that's like the bearish scenario. But we're well above that trend line. We're like way above it.
On Binance US, it went to 10 cents.
Oh, like with a wick or something?
Did you see that crazy wick down that happened on Binance US? That was like
Binance US
issues, and somebody screwed up their bot trading, like or something. That was the excuse anyway. Yeah,
Binance US produces a lot of that. Like, you get a lot of shenanigans with Binance US. I've seen it on a lot of the alts. Price goes all over the place with that platform. Binance Global, though, you don't
orders wicked low.
You don't get that kind of wick activity on Binance Global for some reason. It only really happens on Binance US, those really crazy ones.
Dude, somebody got Bitcoin for 8,000.
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, there you go. Exactly. When that happens.
Like, that guy's the luckiest guy in the world.
Yeah.
Unless it was one of the whales that caused it, then it's like...
Yeah, well...
I feel like that could have been like a manipulation thing. Like, I feel like it was planned, like, amongst a group of like 10 whales, because it was like there was 8 buys and 8 sells. Like, if you look at the 1 second chart, it's eerie. Like, it wicks all the way down. So like there had to have been 8 buys and 8 sells that were enormous. Like, in order to get it to like wick down and then wick up like so fast, like in 8 seconds. Like, it was all over.
Yeah,
apparently, Binance made like 20 billion or 20 million in friggin' fees alone, just from all the people that got stopped out. Like, all the people that it was going to cost, like all the trading fees. They made so much money, like, from that mishap.
Yep.
It made me feel like they were in on it. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I feel like there was it was a planned, basically it was planned manipulation, but I don't know, there's I don't have any solid proof of that, and other people have been telling me that no, it was just an accident, yada yada, but it's which one's really likely?
Yeah, it's I don't know, there's always going to be speculation about what they're doing, what kind of manipulation, what games they're up to, but check out the order book. There are orders just sitting here permanently.
About it anyway.
Yeah, look at all this fiat sitting here waiting to buy any kind of dipping that goes on. So if price does fall, all of these orders will fill as it comes down. Like, I mean, unless they get taken off the books, but these are the orders that are sitting there on the book ready to buy it up. So someone's willing to buy 157 Bitcoin if it drops to $55,000. Like, that's just an example. So if price does wick down like crazy and bounce at 55,000, you know, maybe they'll get a partial fill of the order. But yeah, this is like
that was
sort
the
of how you
thing, is
see
that
support.
like it was like the first two candles, like when you put it on the 1 second chart, it was like the first two candles were full body candles, like all the way from 65 down to like 10,000, and
Yep.
and then it went all the way back up to like 63,000. Like the following 8 candles were like just pure wick, and like there was a little bit of body at the top. So I don't know, like it seems like the first 2 candles was just completely clearing out the entire order book, and then the last like 8 candles was just like enormous buys and sells, like they had enormous buys down at the bottom to get it to bounce,
Yeah,
so
like
sell it at the top.
Well, there's people that trade using stop buys, like stop orders. So if something triggers it, like price falling dramatically, it'll put a huge buy order on the bottom side, and that's what causes it to rip up like crazy. Like if those buy triggers fill, like that's what can cause like the crazy yeah.
What I was saying about like if it was manipulation amongst a bunch of whales that were to like accumulate more, but because they were also having issues where like Binance, like all the exchanges, there's not enough Bitcoin on exchanges anymore. Like they're running low, so I feel like Binance US is like, all right, we got to get our hands on some more Bitcoin. How are we going to do this? So like I feel like they were in on it, and they were like the last buy, so that they could get extra Bitcoin at like 8,000, and they just collaborated with some other whales so they could get it at like 9,000, 95, 10,000, 10.5, and like basically they just cleared out the order books, made a bunch of quick buys and sells, and they ended up with 8 times as much Bitcoin as they had before, plus all the profit that they got from selling it at the top like 8 times in a row. You know what I mean? So like they would sell, and then they would end up with 8 times as much Bitcoin as they had before, and if they could sell that much again to get it to drop again, then they're exponentially increasing their Bitcoin holdings, which is kind of a scary thought. Like, I mean, I don't even know how much Bitcoin would have to be played with in order to get that sort of effect, especially in such a short period of time. But like, I kind of personally feel like it was planned, but I don't know. Like I said, I could just be like tinfoil hat.
Yeah, I mean, they keep everyone guessing with all the shenanigans, like all the crazy up and down. Like all that matters is that you're accumulating when there's weakness in the charts. Like like when things are dipping down, everyone's scared, and the fear index is up. Yeah, buy, like just take your time buying through that. Like just like dollar cost average as it's falling. Like don't buy the initial fall. Bought. Yeah, like
that's where I should have bought, was where you had your cursor right there. Like I should have been buying right there, and I was actually trying to reposition, but Bitcoin was in this nice triangle that I was like trading, and I kept selling at the top. But then like I would buy at the bottom, and then I sold at the top. But the last time I sold, it actually broke through and found support above it, and it was really late at night. So I was trying to me and Mr. Graybeard were watching it. We were looking at it and talking about how it looked bullish and everything, but like we were expecting it to fall lower, like 36 or 38. So I was like, waiting to buy like when it was down there. But then it didn't fall. It came above the triangle, found support above.
Yeah, it's you can draw up like as much TA as you can, and like get confluence, but there is always the chance that it can go against what you're projecting. Like always.
Well, I was like waiting for it to for the confirmation that I was gonna make support above the triangle, so I wasn't holding, and I was looking to make an entry, and then I fell asleep, and when I woke up in the morning, it made that huge leg up to like 55K or whatever.
Yeah.
Like in like a single night, it just shot up, and I was like, "Oh man!"
You missed the boat. Yeah, exactly. All right, so just to go back to that super chat, Ravage Hunter, thank you for your chat, your question there. I'm gonna ping that back in. So let's see. So yeah, just to go back to Doge, the bearish outcome, obviously, if this long-term trend line breaks on the bottom side, you can see we're achieving, over time, higher lows as we go up. If we break that that trend of those higher lows, like let's say price continues to bleed out and then boom, we lose that trend line and we break down through 20 cents, that's the bearish scenario. But until then, it's just slow. Like it's not bearish or anything like that. It's just a slow mover because the volume's just not there. Like if I turn the volume candles on, you can see, like, look how, compared to 420 and SNL, look how flat we've been in volume. It's just like dead.
Yeah, but this is like Doge. I was saying, like, after SNL and everything, and when it was like just barely struggling to survive, like I was like, this is Doge. This is what, like, we're about to see what Doge really got. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is like the first time we're getting to see like the true personality of Doge without the influence of like social media, Elon Musk, and whoever's hyping it, or whoever was, like, you know, pumping it.
Which is all this. I'll circle it. Flat. That's how Doge behaves. Well,
but
if I turn logarithmic on,
it's
not totally
a nice
flat.
Little pump.
Yeah,
like every once in a while, it has a nice little pump, and this one was just like incredible, like completely disproportionate to the rest of them beforehand. But like, if they keep getting bigger and bigger over time, then who knows where Doge is going to go. Like if it increases by the same amount that it did last time on the last pump, like there was a lot of extra factors involved in that too. But like, I mean, if it was to do that again, where would it end up the next time it exponentially like increases in value? You know?
Yeah, that's it.
Because before it was under 1 cent, and then it like went 100x, like almost, like, you know what I mean? There's like, when I first heard about it, it was like 0.008 cents. When it did almost 100x since then. And that was like a year ago.
Yeah. Yeah, it's easy to look back on things and say, oh yeah, I should have bought through there, like shoulda, coulda, woulda, because hindsight's 2020. Like you can see clearly when you've got all the candles laid out in front of you, but we don't know what the next 12 months is going to do for Doge, really. Like, I mean, it could lose this trend and break down back to amazing buys. Like,
dude, that would be
how many
great.
people
I would love
buy
that
it?
because I'd buy the shit out of it.
Right.
And that's the thing, is it won't really fall much further past that point, because now there's such a demand for it that if it ever did get that low again, so many people would be buying it that it would never go down to 1 cent again.
Yeah.
Like, because everyone would buy it before it got there.
New support levels, yeah. So these green vertical lines, that's marking out the next 420, so April 20th next year. So we're about halfway there. We've got about 6 months left to go before we see the next one. But
maybe instead of 42 cents, it's $4.20.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be
a good target.
Yeah. Well, we'll see if it can even get back to its previous high, or even to $1. It's got potential to get to $1, I think. But just remember, if it gets to $1, to get it to $2, it has to double its market cap. So let's sort of like just do a hypothetical here. So Doge is currently at 9th spot at 30. Just let's call that $35 billion market cap. To get to 50 cents, it has to get up to a $70 billion market cap. That puts it back in fifth place, like around near where Solana is. And then to get to $1, it has to double that again. So it has to get to $140 billion, which is 3rd place above BNB. Can Doge really climb back up that high and get above BNB? I mean, never say never. Like it's not impossible, but it is a big kind of feat. But just remember, like
I think it can, but the question is, will it?
Yeah, but it needs the total market cap to grow, because if the current market cap's $2.7 trillion. If it went up to like 5, then that's plenty of room for it to get to $1. That's enough room for it to get to like beyond $1. But it needs that condition. It needs those conditions. It needs way more total crypto market cap. It needs people jumping out of other alts and going into Doge for that to happen. There's a lot of money sitting in Tether and USDC, like all these stable coins. There's a lot of fiat. There's almost $72 billion just sitting on the sideline here in Tether. There's just under 34 billion sitting in USDC. So, just imagine if all that money left those stable coins and went into the cryptos, like into something. My bet is that like the bulk of that money is smart money, right? They're not going to buy when things are at all-time highs. Like, this is all sitting on the sideline waiting for the bear market, like waiting for things to pull back significantly before they pounce, Yeah, at the bottom of a dip, like, you'll see that Tether starts to go down. Like, the market cap of Tether will start to deplete because that money is leaving and starting to buy the dip. And maybe new fiat comes into the market, because total market cap, I believe, includes stablecoins like Tether and USDC and BUSD. So, anyway, that's just my sort of like theory on that. All right,
Isn't there a way you can view it like excluding the stablecoins?
Potentially. Let's see, market cap. Maybe if we click into this. Yeah, here we go.
Like
the above graph shows the total market cap of all crypto assets, including stablecoins and tokens. So that's everything. This is market cap excluding Bitcoin, so that's everything else. I don't know if there's a way to turn off stablecoins. I mean, you could just imagine like it'd just be a little lower, because stablecoins sure as hell don't make up the majority of
they're not the
market.
majority.
Definitely not. Yeah, they are a factor, but yeah, it's not the majority. All right, XYO, we've had a look at that. It's still coming up to test the top of that wedge. It hasn't been rejected just yet. Is there any early warning signs? Not really. It's still trending up here nicely. Got higher lows, higher highs. Hopefully get that break. Now, what was the other one people were asking about? Oh yeah, and to cover the bullish scenario for Doge. Well, I think that Doge 1 rocket launch, that could be a factor. See, Doge is like a trend-based crypto. Like, it needs something happening, like a viral trend for it to move up. When there's nothing going on, when it's all quiet and the volume has bled out and gone flat, it just hangs tight. Like, all of the shaky money that was only in there to trade it blows off the top. You're left with the foundational investment type money holding it where it is, So the people that see Doge going up further are just holding in this range. So to me, like, this whole area, 20 cents, 16 cents, that's the existing floor, the short-term floor of Doge. If you lose 20 and 16, then it's going to pull back and likely get back in touch with the previous high of 9 cents, 8 cents. But so far, that's not happening. We're actually getting higher lows, so that's the optimistic view. I was kind of hoping that this wedge would have ignited something a bit more spectacular than just like a wick up and then us like falling back down again. Like, I was hoping that we'd get a big rally. Yeah, it was all right, but I want to see it get back up into price discovery. Yeah, that's right.
That would be so cool. Remember how cool it was last time, like above 14 cents? I was just raking in money all day, dude. Like, I was making like $200 to like $1,000 a day, like just scalping Doge.
Yeah,
it was crazy.
Yeah, it's the craziest things that happen in crypto always tend to be kind of unpredictable. Like the Shiba thing, like we knew it
Yeah,
was
who the hell
it
saw
was
that coming?
yeah, the developers, no doubt. So
Yeah.
we know it was trending sideways in a channel between 555 and 1000. So as soon as we got that break out at like above 1000, like that should have been the trigger, like the warning sign, like boom, get in, this thing's flying, you know. And it rallied up, but right now, yeah, it's pulling back off that recent rally it got over the last few hours. Well, it's been more than that. It's been like 24 hours or something, hasn't it? Or 20 hours, 22 hours. So yeah, we're just seeing the effect of that resistance, that trend line caused by this all-time high, and then all this sliding down, like where that was meeting resistance. It's like this, that gives us this trend line, and it's the more you get in touch with that, the more solidified that line becomes. Like it's a very clear line in the chart that is being respected. Now the bottom side is a bit more like uncertain. Like we don't know where the floor is here. Like where are we pulling back to? This is the first hint of like, okay, it's here because there was previous resistance here. So, you know, perhaps we get like a big old pullback back to that spot and a bounce, and then hopefully a break to go up. If not, if this is gonna like get bullish a lot sooner, it'll probably happen on this, obviously on this rally here. Like it'll pull back and fire out through resistance. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how it behaves. I think they might have to go and adjust the supply again, because that's what caused these two giant rallies. Like I'm pretty sure there was a Shiba burn that changed the tokenomics a bit. How long have I been going here? An hour and 17 minutes so far this stream. That's pretty good. So let's see, I'm just going to read through some of these comments here. Rando says, thanks for the solid DD, Rick. You're a great conversationalist. Well, I appreciate that, Rando. And he says, any thoughts on Sheeb? Yeah, it's got potential to go back into price discovery. Just it's like I said, it's just this resistance line that we're dealing with, and as long as we're getting rejected by it, it's just gonna continue to find, like, it'll want to create stability and find a floor, and hopefully this is it here. Like hopefully that was enough of a bounce to show where the floor is. A retest of 5,000 Shiboshis might be on the cards, but we'll see how it goes. OG Alchemist, smash the like button. Yeah, thank you so much, Alchemist. Yeah, if you enjoy the stream, remember to subscribe as well. So appreciate the support. Thanks, guys. All right, Harmony. Harmony's still, oh, it's like just a doji at the moment, the daily candle. It's wiggled up and down, but so far it's just a doji with 15 minutes left on the first hour of the day. Now, yeah, with Shiba, it's good to see how it behaves after a pump. Like, you know, there was a point in time where this was the high. Like it hit the high, came down, rallied back up, but it just could not get higher. It got squeezed and squeezed. So perhaps that's what's going to happen this time around. Like it made the high, came down, and like on these reapproaches, it's going to squeeze for a couple of months to come, or a couple of weeks. Who knows? The key signal is breaking this trend line. You know, I'll make it dotted. So that trend line there needs to break. Like price needs to get above it to stop this downtrend. You know, because on the macro scale, we are getting lower highs. Like they're all lower, and the lows are getting lower as well. So yeah, it's currently in a downtrend. We just need to break those characteristics, you know. So if we pull back here,
Shiba is a dead man. I shorted.
yeah.
I'm
So
going to short it.
if this low,
remember Turco?
Yeah, man.
Short everything.
yeah, Turco's great. He's good on the short calls because he does call it right, because he talks about things that have like you know, rallied up like crazy. He looks for the short. Just like when things are dipped like crazy, you should be looking for the long. You know, you should be. That's when you start hunting for a long. So yeah, he's got the right idea. Yeah. So what features do we need on the bigger time frame? We need a higher low. That's the first step. So this pullback will tell us where that low gets set in by where it pivots. Hopefully, maybe at the 5,000 Shiboshi level. That's where it gets that first higher low, you know, and then we can start trending up. But if we get a lower low, we know that the downtrend's not over. You know, if it comes down here and goes deep, then yeah, the downtrend is like it's bleeding back down to like perhaps these levels that are achieved. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. And that's the same with any coin. Like, you know, just look at the higher time frame, get a bit more perspective on the situation, and try to see the bigger zigzag at play. You know, like there's zigzags within this, but then look, this is a zigzag too. Like we're actually getting higher lows and higher highs over time with Shiba at the moment. So arguably, you can say we are still in a huge uptrend on Shiba. And if you go out on the daily,
is that it's so volatile that it's like risky to be like, okay, like I don't know if I want to do this, because like I'm sick of like I used to throw in like $5,000 on a trade and be like, okay, this is going up. I'm about to make hundreds of dollars. And then like now it's just like when it's like so sketchy that it's like it could drop just as fast at any second, makes me not want to put $5,000 into a trade anymore, because then it's like if I put that much into a trade and it drops, I'm either holding a bag for a long time or like I have to take a big loss, because it's like even a 1% loss on that big of a bag is like a lot of money, you know. So it's like I got scared of doing that, entering trades like that. But it's not as profitable to try to make the same trades with less money. So like I gotta just have to shift my strategy a bit. Like now I'm gonna start trading again soon. It's just I had to like reevaluate, like you know, I had to reassess. I had to get my head out of the game in order to be able to get my head back into the games.
Yeah, it is good to take a break every now and then, you know, just to refresh your outlook.
Yeah,
because you can get biased, you can get stuck in like a bad pattern. Wow, we got 73 people tuned in. Welcome, guys. Remember to
loves you, Rick.
Smash the like button. Currently at 66
Smash
likes.
that like button, like and subscribe. Crypto down under.
Okay, name of the song. So in the description,
on every other channel, but I'm not in that many channels anymore, so I can't. I used to promote everybody's channel on like all the channels I was on, but I'm not in that many channels that are still on the air. So.
That's alright. Well, you know, it's like less hopping around. You don't have to worry. You know, you know, you can just focus in on the channels you like, and just makes it a lot easier.
It was like when you were like, when I saw you online, I saw like a couple people in here. I saw you on, like, you went live on YouTube. I was like, dude, Rick is live on YouTube. I'm like, I'm gonna go say what's up.
Yeah, that's sweet. There's a awesome group of traders and analysts on the Reels server. Are you in there?
I'm not sure. I might be. I think he invited me, but I don't think I've really spent any time in there.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, he's got a YouTube stream as well that he has going.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, and there's some guys in there that are like loyal to that channel. Like they stay in there permanently, and it's good. They're you can sort of count on them being there.
I wasn't.
And they don't do what I do. They don't abandon their Discord. My
No,
bad
but
for
I
that,
think
everyone. But yeah, I tend to do that. I jump around and yeah, it would be cool to get. I mean, it would be cool to get this channel popping and
well, even if you
have
just
people in
had
here 24/7. But
if you had
yeah,
some sort of schedule where you were like, I'm gonna try to go live like these nights, like these 2 nights every week at this time, and then like people would know to come here, like you know what I mean? Because like a lot of times people just look and they see that there's nobody here, so they don't come in here. But if they see
yeah,
people in here, they're gonna want to come in here. Or like if you go, obviously if you go live, all your subscribers are gonna be like, oh hey, Rick's live, like you know what I mean? But if you
ooh,
had like a bit of a structure where you started off doing a couple nights a week that were like consistent, then I think you'd get like a lot more people,
yeah,
even like because you already got what 72 people, like so that's a pretty decent amount. I haven't even
oh
been
yeah,
live in like a
yeah,
long time,
definitely,
so it's like if you already
definitely,
scooped up that many people just the first night being live in like a couple of weeks, and it's like if you had a bit of a structured thing where you were like I'm gonna be live on my channel this night and this night, then like you hopped around the whole rest of the time. You know what I mean? I think that you'd gain
yeah,
like a lot more popularity, and like you'd have a more regular crowd, so it'd be easier for like to go live and have like more people talking on here. Like, because I know there is a lot of people like on here. Like when there's action in here, there is like a lot of people in here. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
Also, you should check
It'll
out
happen.
Static's channel.
Yeah,
Static,
yeah. I
he's got a
definitely, yeah.
YouTube now.
I was in there last night. I got a super
Oh,
chat here. I just got to address this one. Tyler, thank you so much, dude, for the $5. Your patience is awesome. Can you give some mana relation to other coin? TA, no worries is a mantra. It is. It is a mantra. I live by it daily. So thank you, Tyler. Let's check out mana. We've been looking at XYO for a little bit here. Let's go to mana. That's actually looking like it's on trend for the day.
man, I went
That
nuts the other day.
ARDR,
I
that's
was
right.
like,
Someone was talking about ARDR that I'll have to check out as well. All right. That's right.
yeah, I missed SHIB, and as soon as I finally started to buy into SHIB, like it stopped trending.
Yeah.
And then Mana started trending, and I missed that one. And then like freaking, as soon as I got into that one to try to ride it, like that one stopped trending, and that one started to fall too.
Yep.
So I was like, shit, I actually lost a leverage trade. My liquidation was like 2.5. I kept having to average down, but I averaged all the way to like 10x, which brought my liquidation, like it didn't help my liquidation price. So I don't know if they were stop hunting or what, but it went down just far enough to scoop up my liquidation, and then it went right back up after that.
Yeah.
So I was like,
well,
shit. I couldn't get XLM
What platform do you trade on?
That leverage trade was on KuCoin.
On KuCoin, okay. So someone in here's asking, how do you short SHIB? How do you short Shiba in the US, I believe? Jump into the Discord and ask some of the US residents, because I don't know. I don't live in the US, unfortunately, but yeah, I'm sure there's ways.
If you start a KuCoin account, like just go on KuCoin and start an account. You don't even have to get verified or like
they don't restrict any countries on KuCoin, I don't believe. So you can trade, like, and it's not like illegal or anything like that. It's just the way KuCoin is. So
yeah,
that's
you
one
can
option.
long on short. You can long up to 5x, like to start out. If you're not verified, you can long up to 5x to start out.
But
or you
just
can short 5x.
Be very careful with margin and leverage, because it's definitely not for beginners. You have to.
Well, it's not
have to know what you're doing.
Futures.
Well,
KuCoin,
margin is.
They do have a margin account, but they have a futures account where like you're not.
It's all the same.
Margin,
like
it's just...
it all behaves the same though. You're dealing with liquidation. You're dealing with danger. Like more risk than with spot. Put it that way.
Yeah, liquidation is really scary. Like you can't just like, it's not the type of trade where you can just leave it and like let it and like walk away and like think like, oh yeah, it's gonna be fine. Like, because you could get a text that says, hey, like you just got liquidated and you weren't even looking at the charts. Like you walk away for 20 minutes and something crazy happens that causes the price to dip like hell, and then all of a sudden you get a notification that you're liquidated, even if it's only like $50 $100. It's like still like you're like, damn, I just lost all my money, because it's like it liquidates you for all the money that you put in. So it's not something that you can really walk away from. I wouldn't say it's for beginners. Like, I'd say it's for experienced traders that are really focused and like really good at picking like reliable entries. But otherwise, if you're just the type of person that's like, oh, this is low, like it's completely different from spot trading. Because spot trading, you're like, oh, this is low, like it's dipping, it's at a low point, like I'm gonna buy here, this could be a good buy. Even if it dips lower past that, you still have your coins. But it's like, and you just have to wait longer if you want to sell them for profit, or you can just keep them. But like with with futures, it's like if you get liquidated, you just lose it. You just lose your money. Like you never even really own the coins in the first place. You're just borrowing them, and then like if the price goes below a certain point, which it can and does all the time, and it can happen rapidly, you just lose it, and then there's no getting it back. So you just got to be really, really super careful with it. But
That's right.
you can do that. You can do the futures trades on KuCoin. All you have to do is set up an account. You don't have to be verified, but you are going to have another account to where you can buy XLM so that you can send XLM to your KuCoin wallet, and then your KuCoin, you can trade it from you can send it from your main account to your trading account. And then when it's in your trading account, you can sell that XLM for USDT Tether. And then you can put your Tether into your futures account, and then you can use that Tether to do your leverage trades. But like I said, again, it's like people think it's like a big joke. It's like, no, like you don't want to do leverage trades unless you're experienced, unless you're focused, unless you're right there in front of the computer, unless you can really pick good entries and you're going to be in and out quick, and like not be like, oh, I'm going to hold this. And like, you can't be greedy either. Like you have to know when to get in. You got to know when to hold them, when to fold them. And it's, quick in and out is the best way to go. Like when you're on leverage, and you really have to pick your entries very carefully. It's not like spot at all, because you don't own the coins, you don't own anything. You're just borrowing other people's money, and like if something happens, you like whatever money you put into it, you just lose it. Like you lose the game, you lose, and like somebody else gets it, And they go for like stop loss. They try to liquidate people, and they go stop hunting all the time. Like even price, like when they mess with the price outside of like futures and stuff, like they will mess with the price just to bring it down so that they can stop people out and then bring the price down so that they can get more coins because they want to buy more coins. But really it's like that your position doesn't matter to them, so they'll drop the price if they want, and it doesn't matter to them if you get liquidated. So it's like, just keep that in mind. And sometimes you really gotta you have to make quick decisions and be like, I'm gonna back out now because I'd rather lose a couple dollars than all my dollars, and then the next time it's like you have to find a really good entry, get back in to try to make back the money that you lost. And then once you made back the money that you lost, then you start to make profits. So it's like a much more risky game, and you have to be really I don't know how else to say it other than just like completely focused on the chart and like experience, like finding the good entries, like the best entries for like the short term. Like, but even then it's still risky, because even if you get a really good entry, like something could happen and it could still dump. So it's like, just keep in mind, like liquidation happens all the time. So if you're going to be trading futures and leverage, just do it with the mindset of like, don't ever use more money than you're willing to flush down the toilet.
That's it. Just start spot, get good at spot, and then start slow with margin and leverage. Have a sense of knowing what you're doing before you get into it.
I think spot's way better, because it's like, even though you can make money quicker and with leverage, it's like you can lose way easier too. So it's like, if you consistently lose more money, at least with spot, you can hold the coins and the coins still have value, even if they're below the value that you bought them at. You can still hold them, and as long as you don't sell them, you don't lose anything. But until you decide to sell for a loss. But if you just wait, like, it'll go back up, and then you can either break even or make a profit. A spot, like, you always have that option if you're just patient. But with leverage, they take the patience aspect out of it. It's not in your control anymore. Like, if you lose, it's gone. You know, and it's not like
Yeah.
you don't have to sell for a loss. You could get liquidated, and it's just not the ball's not in your court anymore. They say, "Yep, that's mine. I'm taking that," and then you're out of the game. So don't ever go throwing your whole bag into a leverage trade, because there's a high probability that you could and will lose everything. Like, I'm just saying that, like, because I don't want people to think that, like, oh, this is quick, easy, get rich quick thing. No, it's for like really experienced traders that really know what they're doing and are like,
All right,
basically cracked out on charts.
I gotta address this super chat here. It's here we go. Mana, Tyler, thank you for waiting there. Let me get to Mana right now. It's the breakout of this falling wedge that it's been in since its all-time high, which it achieved just before November, or for you guys in the US, probably would have been November. Let's see. If we're calling this the bottom, like if this is the start of the uptrend, then there's a long ways to come up to go back into price discovery if it's going to do that. So let me just wind this across the price. These are the fib levels we have to deal with climbing up for Mana, and that's assuming that we've seen the bottom of this pullback. So right now, the 236, the first fib level, is where we're sort of stalling at this point. We're not stalling, it's just that we've just started a fresh hour. It's 2 minutes in, and we need to continue this rally to get us above the 236, which is basically $2.95, $2.96. So let me go down to the 5 minute. By no means has this uptrend stopped. It's just right now that the early part of the hour candle, there's a bit of fear. There's a bit of taking profit just in case it doesn't continue up for the coming hour as well. Oscillators, no doubt, are running hot. Like we've got, you know, the RSI, the MACD, the cipher indicator. They're all very elevated, which is, you know, understandable since it's run ups quite fast in this first hour of the day. But can it continue to climb? Like, it's already showing strength on this new hourly candle. There we go. So we have to, yeah, let's break up this first hurdle. This red line here is the first fib level to break through, and at the moment, yeah, there is this momentum shift on the cipher indicator. Let's go full screen on that just to show. This white cap, or this light blue cap on the top of the wave, is expanding. It's expanding up, showing that there's room to move up. The RSI, the stochastic RSI, which is this blue and purple wave line that crosses up, and that's also obviously pointing up. It tends to cap out around here, like at 100, right? That's when the momentum shifts. But even if you do touch the top, it can do this thing where it zigzags, and just like through here, see that? And like through here, you get this like double movement. So that can happen, and you know, this could just be the start of a bigger trend for the day. Like, this thing could be on trend for the next, you know, 10 hours. We don't know that just yet, but it's, so far it's looking very, very strong and healthy. So just reset the
Good,
chart
glad
here.
I bought some.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Glad I didn't sell it earlier when it was dipping.
Yeah, it could be a day for the NFT gaming type tokens like AXS, Sand, Mana, Theta, even though that's not gaming, but it's in the same bag.
Dude, how about VeChain lately,
NFTs.
man? I think VeChain's going to 20 cents. VeThor went up like 30% today.
Yeah, I mean, that thing hasn't performed in so long that it's probably overdue. Like, it's overdue for something. Just like Doge. Doge is like way overdue. That thing's been squeezing for ages. So Yeah, I think mana, it could be a strong performer for the day. Like it's, yeah, look at that, beautiful. We're getting that break through the first fib zone there, the 236 fib level. Yeah, and just look left. Like if you've got a chart open with mana and you're trading it, just keep your eye on these previous pivots where it found resistance and these wicks. There seems to be a big one at $3.50, which is, you know, smack bang between the 382 and the 0.5 fib level. So, but remember, yeah, like at the moment, opening along when the trend is already on the way, like when it's already playing out, you're late to the party and it's risky. Like, you know, you're taking on more risk than is recommended, I suppose. But yeah,
someone's got a FOMO in to bring the price up higher.
Well, that's right. Yeah, I mean that's what's happening.
Gotta sell their coins to somebody.
Yeah,
the people that bought at the bottom that have been investing during
yeah,
the whole like bottom.
They call it the greater
state.
fool, the greater fool theory.
They're the ones selling.
There's always a greater fool to buy it.
Artist.
Yep. So, if you want to play it safe, like this will pull back at some point. There's going to be resistance found. Hopefully it doesn't end the trend, but a pullback is what you want to get. Like see how this little pullback here caused some nice buys, and then when you get like a sign of support, you know that okay, and especially when things break the previous high. So if I really zoom in on this on the 1 minute chart, because this thing's moving fast, like the 1 minute's probably pretty necessary to do some like short-term TA, but you see, this was the resistance level that it was at. Breaking above that was confirmation that the trend is continuing. You know, you can even see a continuation pattern in here. Like this is a bull pennant type looking thing, or sorry, a bull flag. It's more of a bull flag, I guess, something like that. So breaking out of that was a big signal, and getting above the previous high was also a very optimistic signal. So those are the features of an uptrend that you want to pay attention to. Don't buy the push up, buy the pullback, just like this. See how it pulled back here, found support, and started rallying again. All right, so right now there's a bit of, on the short time frame, like it's sort of indicating that there could be a bit of selling, bit of take profit at this point. The cipher indicator's got a red momentum dot, which means there could be a swing down. And by that I mean just like a couple of red candles, really. See what the last one produced. See the red momentum dot, it produced, all it did was this, just this little push down, little baby one. So that might be what's happening here. We'll see.
Well, even those little red candles, like I feel like that's still people buying. Like, you know what I mean? Like people are just buying.
Well, this is why people use.
But the red candles are just like that's someone has to sell it to the people. To everyone's buying. Somebody has to sell it to them. So that's what I feel like the early investors they represent those little tiny red candles, because it's like, you know.
And this is why people use Heikinashi,
buy it from somebody,
because it smooths all that out. If you use Heikinashi, like you can see it. If you're getting red on the Heikinashi, like it's a bit more of significance than just the standard candles that show like a bit more. I don't know, of the doji type candles that don't mean anything. Like you shouldn't be scared off by a doji, you know, during an uptrend. I guess.
Well, unless it's at the top of a trend and it's followed by a bearish engulf.
Well, yeah, like a hanging man, which is a hammer, like this one. See this? Here's a good example of a hanging man. It's a hammer that exists at the top of an uptrend, and that indicates, okay, things are slowing down, and lo and behold, look what we got after it, like a pullback. So yeah,
but I mean, feel like 1 minute confirmation candles, they don't mean much until like you get the confirmation candle afterwards, because it's just kind of indecision at that, like until you get the confirmation candle.
1 minute candles are you know, doing candle analysis off the 1 minute chart isn't. I mean, I don't do it. I don't recommend it. But I mean, there is evidence that, you know, it can work. Look at this. Look at that hammer on off that pullback there. See that little hammer, the red one? That's a bullish candle. Like, it's showing that there's a reversal on the cards. So
yeah, even though it's red, it's still It's still a bullish.
yeah,
hammer.
it can be red or
Wick
green. Yeah, it's about how it entered the direction that it entered the candle and how it leaves it.
And then also the next candle is bullish engulfing. So
yeah,
it's really like I look for the candle before it, or like where it appeared in the trend, and then I look at the candle that appears after it, and then making your decision, because it's like you don't catch the bottom, but you have the confirmation that it's going to continue to go up or reverse.
Rando says, I am that fool. Me too. I think we've all been that fool before, where we've bought into something with FOMO. Like, we helped drive it up.
I'm that fool too, buddy. We've
all been there. It's all part of learning. Now, the other chart that I'm going to have a quick sticky beak at is ARDR. Reminds me of TLDR. Too long, didn't read. ARDR, Ardor. Okay. Wow, look at that. Look at that correction off the pump.
Don't adore the looks of that chart.
No, well, this is just out of the blue pump, and then all of a sudden it's getting all sold off. So this looks like a coordinated pump.
Yeah, one of those pump and dump groups. They tell everyone to buy in after they already bought that whole flat thing. That's when they were buying for like a month straight, and then they say, hey, this coin's about to pop, and then everyone FOMOs in, and then the coin pops, and then they sell everything, and that's why it dumps.
Look at that. See that wick there? That crazy, all of a sudden, boom, someone bought whatever was on the books, like for however much money. Probably because they knew that this was coming, like this huge pump here. You know, that's kind of a sign. Oh yeah, if you see something do that off just, you know, flat sideways action, if you see a crazy candle up, it's like someone they're like preparing for something, like what's about to come, kind of thing. So this person with a hell of a lot of money probably got insider information of this pump that was going to happen, and then here we go. It got way up above that. I mean, this is not crazy returns, but
yeah, that's like
from there to there's like 14%. Yeah, it's straight up, straight down.
And then they say, wait, it's gonna pump again. We're in for the second wave here. It's gonna pump again, and then you get more red candles.
So with ARDR, it's not. Yeah, I wouldn't say that that's based off like a healthy setup or anything like that. It's just I mean, look at it. It does it a lot. This ARDR thing.
They basically just say that because it's like they're saying, oh, it's gonna pump again. We're getting ready for the second wave, but it's really just like, hey, why don't you buy some more so that we can sell you the rest of our coins, because we didn't sell all of them at the top, but we'll sell you the rest of them while we're still in the profit. You guys can fucking take a loss.
Man, the height of all these wicks.
Get left holding a bag forever.
That's crazy. This thing has a habit of pumping and dumping. Like, you see all these spikes, these spiky bits that go up and come straight back down to where they came from. That's what this does.
Yeah, check this out. There's this group that I'm in. I won't say the name of it, but it's a mock group of a popular group that we've all heard of, and it's like they continuously like pump and dump this coin. Like, if you look at the EZ Bitcoin pair on Binance, like there's crazy just like wicks up and down, and then besides that, it's just flat. Like you know, once a month they're just like, everybody buy in, and then it, like, I don't know, it pumps for a second. They act like it's going to be this huge 500% pump, and then it goes up like, you know, there's like one big candle, and then like all of a sudden it just drops, and then they're like, oh, okay, getting ready for the second round, and then the shit goes back down further than where it started.
Yeah, that's it. It's, I would have, yeah, I mean, if you see the patterns, like the behavior that this thing does, and you know that it's on the lower side, like it hasn't pumped in a few days, and you're trying to get a pump, like you're trying to get one of these things, that's up to you, but it's there's no guarantees with it, and you could be waiting a while before the next one, so it's, I don't know. It's just risky. If you can get in on the right side of it, then good on you, but yeah, I don't recommend it. I think mana, like this is something that it's a bit more healthy, I suppose, it's come out of a setup, like it's a technical setup, like a falling wedge. It's trending, like it's got, over time, it's continually growing, so that's natural. Like, it's a lot more healthy. It's not just a pump and dump. It's just, it's a rally.
It's organic growth.
Yeah, it's as organic as you can get with crypto. Put it that way. It's, if this was a pump and dump, this would have gone straight up, and then straight back down into its mediocre trend that it was bleeding out. But yeah, this is good. This is like, following all the hallmarks of an uptrend. Higher lows, higher highs, sustained rallying. That's what you look for. But
so can you tell me what the hell happened with Doge? Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to.
With what?
With Dogelon.
Oh, I have no idea what happened with that.
That was like crazy. That's one of the craziest pumps I've ever seen in crypto. I have no idea why. It wasn't like it was like bullish patterns or anything like that. It was just all of a sudden it's just gonna pump, and everybody started to FOMO into it, and then it was like it just went out of control. Like it completely defied the laws of trading.
Yeah. It's I mean, it's just another typical dog coin, right? Like similar to Doge. It trends. It goes on trend viral, and it does it in a big way. And then after the pullback, it's just boring and flat for ages, but until the next, coordinated, like, viral pump that it gets.
Yeah, it happens with stocks too.
It can.
Static was
for the people
about, like the sundial, and like all the stocks that are like under $1, like they stay down there like forever, and then all of a sudden he's like, it's just a matter of time before someone comes out on YouTube and says like, hey, we're gonna do this whole pump thing, and or this is gonna pump, blah 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 blah, and then like they've already bought in. You know what I mean? So it's like they're waiting to sell at the top, or they already have their sell orders, and by the time you buy in, it's like you get that big freaking rejection wick.
Yep.
Like, and you're just screwed at that point. So that's why I didn't buy into Dogelon, but it just kept going and going and going. Like, I don't know what the hell happened with that. That was crazy.
Yeah, I think I'm coming to expect that kind of thing. Like with those coins, like it's just a risk if you get involved. Like, if you can make profit on them, but you just got to understand that they can drop fast too. Like they can go up quick and they can drop quick.
Well, I feel like we're nearing the end of like the Bitcoin dominance season, and then this is where like shitcoin season. It's like the beginning of shitcoin season. But then remember what happened last year? The shitcoins, after shitcoin season, we had a huge, massive bull run, like in like March, April, May. You know what I mean? Like after remember like the sandwich and Peepo, whatever the hell else there was, all those crazy coins like that Yukon used to talk about. Like he was like, it's shitcoin season, blah blah blah, and like he was talking about it. But then like a couple weeks later, it was like a huge bull run for all the altcoins. Like after shitcoin season is like a huge like altcoin season, and Bitcoin is still up there. And like if it doesn't really move much, then it's gonna give all of the altcoins room to breathe. And if everyone makes a ton of money off of shitcoins, then they can pump the altcoins in altcoin season.
Yep. For the people in the YouTube chat that were asking about the music that's playing, there's a link to it in the description of the stream. You'll see it. It's a YouTube playlist that I put together, and it's just chill music. The reason I haven't really changed it is because it's hard to find songs, like music out there that is royalty free, like copyright free. Even when they claim it's like royalty free and copyright free, like I've tried it before, and they still try to claim like some of the monetization off it from you. So I found these songs and they don't do that. So that's why I've sort of just stuck with them and I haven't really ventured past that. Yeah. So I'll turn the music up a bit. Some people are saying they can't hear it. It is pretty low right now.
Sometimes I used to just like leave it on, like, and look at your chart, even if there was nobody talking. I'll just leave it on and look at your chart, or like leave it on the background and be like, this is so chill. Like, I'd rather be like looking at a chart and listening to this than just looking at a chart in silence, or looking at a chart and listening to people argue.
Yeah.
like it's happened on other channels before in the past.
So
that's the thing. It's like that was good about getting away for a while, is that like I got to clear my head and like I actually got a chance to like look at the charts without listening to anybody and like just doing my own doing my own analysis and like I was completely uninfluenced by anyone else as to where I thought it was gonna go. You know what I mean? Like not just one coin, but like any coins. It's like I can look at the charts in silence now and be like completely unbiased, or like not unswayed or uninfluenced by what anyone else might be saying about the coin. I just look at it and I say, hey, this is what I think is going to happen. You know what I mean? So if it doesn't.
Hey, Rick. Dude, that's the mellowest freaking song ever, bro, on YouTube.
Yeah, it's good, huh? I like this one that's currently playing.
What's up, man? Nothing much, bro. Just about to go pick up my buddy my buddy right now. We about to do some trading. You know what I'm talking about?
Hell yeah! What are you gonna trade, man? You're trading some of the like the NFT cryptos, or
Bond, you still on that BSV kick or what? I know Bond likes BSV.
BSV.
No, hold on. I'll be right back.
You're right.
I'll be listening to you guys on the stream though, Ricky.
That's cool, man. Thank you for your support. I don't know, what do you say when someone tunes in? Thank you for your visit? I don't know.
Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, thanks for stopping by. Yeah.
Thanks for the cameo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think what really changed about Tame Server was that, like, before, it was like when Doge was super volatile and everyone was super into Doge and everything. It was like everyone was watching the same coin and like different indicators and all bouncing different types of TA, but like off of the same coin. So it was like much more of like a team activity. You know what I mean? But then, like, I don't know, like so many other coins came into the picture and crypto is just totally blowing up now that it's like the focus is no longer on one coin anymore, but just on trading in general. And like trying to find good entries and like, you know, trying to find out like where's it going to get rejected or whatever else. But it's like when there's people trading 20 different coins and they're all talking about different coins, it's like, you know, things kind of get jumbled and everything. So it's like, that's what I feel like has been happening more so like in other servers. But when you just like take a second to like just look at the charts and break it down like you do, and like you'll sit there and like talk about one coin for like, you know, a good amount of time and like explain like what you see in the patterns and everything, and like that's completely unbiased, like as to like whether or not like you're holding it or not, because I know you don't really like hold coins all that much, do you? Or did you start?
Yeah, no, I don't hold at the moment. I scalp when when I've got the time to do it. I try not to scalp when I'm streaming because I get distracted and yeah, it's not great. Yeah.
But what you're doing is you're endowing people with knowledge, which is like much more valuable than money. But I don't know. I know you don't really care about money that much. You just want to trade and like have fun and make a living out of it, and at the same time just try to spread your knowledge to other people. So that's why I think you're a great person.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's it. Like there's plenty of time to make money. I don't think crypto's going anywhere for a while, so you know, it's a very hot space right now. It's a hot market, and we ain't seen nothing yet, I don't think. But it is good to just like learn the ropes, you know. Like this is a good time. Like really any time is good to learn, you know, what's happening, like what's going on, and like how to handle each kind of market condition. OG
Yeah, there's always a
Alchemist.
certain type of coin that's in a certain type of situation, or there's certain circumstances where you can take that and say like, hey, this is what's happening with this coin. Explain why it's getting rejected or why it's pumping or whatever else, you know.
Yeah. Thank you, Alchemist, for the $1.50 super sticker. Appreciate that. Thank you. Little
Alchemist?
diamond
Is
there.
that the Alchemist? Where has he been?
The OG Alchemist. No, she's like an OG on
Oh, it's a she.
in Crypto Down Under. Yeah, she's always supporting the channel. Always shows up like to pretty much all the streams. Yeah, she's great.
I'm thinking of somebody else. Then you remember Alchemist? James?
I don't remember like a different Alchemist, but yeah, maybe there was one. Yeah.
He might not have been on at the same time as you, because you're always on
Yeah,
during
maybe
our
not.
nighttime.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's like opposite sides of the clock. Kind of like, I mean, I did know about Soren, but I didn't. I think he was around when I would sleep, kind of thing. Like he would be on during the like his day, and I would be like, you know, sleeping, and just never really sort of came across him that much. But yeah, Static here and
Yeah,
Soren here, like those were they became catchphrases.
I used to be on day and night, so I got to know everybody from every freaking shift.
Yeah, like 24/7. Yeah, that's it. So I'm just
What's
gonna
up, Rick?
hey, not much, man. How are you?
Oh, you know, just missed opportunities, but I know there will always be more.
That's it, man. Like if you miss the boat on like say Mana, for example, like there's gonna be a point where it pulls back and you can just buy that dip, you know, buy the pullback and catch the next wave up. Just, you know, follow the oscillators. Don't buy it when things are hot, because it is hot right now. I wouldn't recommend going long on Mana right now. Like wait for a more comfortable, safe position to get in on. You know,
No,
I mean,
the boat I'm talking about is XYO. I was
XYO.
all in. I was all in on XYO.
Yeah.
All in, but I saw it go like 4 times to 0.42, and so and I never did anything. I just held. So the last time this pump when it went to 0.42, I sold, and then it did what it did. So
yeah,
I sold at 5 cents, and then I sold again at 7 cents. I didn't catch 8 cents, but there's the thing is that most people, when they're scalping, they end up selling. They have a tendency to sell their entire bag, and that's why I switched to like the accumulation phase of like, I'm only gonna sell 10% of my bag or 5% of my bag, you know, like depending on where the price goes up. So I kind of made this rule for myself where it's like, oh, if it goes up 5%, maybe I'll sell 5% of my bag, or like if it goes up 10%, maybe I'll sell 10%. You know, but then it's like I'll try to, if it goes down 10% from where my average is, then I try to buy 10% of my existing bag. You know, so it's like you don't have to let go of your entire bag in every trade. You know, that's what I feel like a lot of people are doing, because you can make a quick buck, but then it's like if you're not holding anything, like I like to scale out too. Like even if something continues to go up, I'll like take a little bit of profit. Then if it goes up more, take a little bit more profit. If it goes up more, take a little bit more profit. But it's like, at least if it goes down after your initial take profit, then you can just keep holding, or you have an opportunity to buy more. And at least when you buy in again, you will still be buying it for cheaper than what you sold it for on the first take profit. So you still win, even if you're buying it a little higher than where you were buying it before. So that's kind of something that I had to come to terms with myself too. Yeah,
XYO, it is in like a pretty major pennant right now. So keep your eye on that and just see how it behaves, you know, as it leaves this shape. The textbook play would be, you know, that it's going to break out to the upside. So no guarantees, of course, but that's what I'd be keeping my eye on with XYO. Like, just see if it can either push out on this part, like on this test of the trend line, or, you know, it may come down and find support at the bottom again, and then before testing it for a third major time. But yeah, it is squeezing, no doubt. Like, hopefully it continues to rally. See.
Well, mine was a mistake. I forgot because it went to 4.2 so often or several times. I forgot that I put in sell orders for 4.2. So I like Qui-Gon, I don't sell my whole bag, but I didn't realize I had sell orders already in. So what happened? I ended up selling my whole bag.
Sucks. Well, dude, don't sweat it, because guess what I did? I used to have 200,000 Doge at 3 cents, and I sold the whole bag at 8 cents, and then I had to watch it go to 75 cents without having any. Well, it's not like I didn't have any. It's just it went way up. I could never afford the same amount that I got before for the same money, and I had my money tied up in other places like stocks and like other cryptos and stuff. So I was never able to get my whole bag back. So like I always regretted selling my whole bag at 8 cents, because I always thought, hey, I'll be able to get more at 4 cents, 5 cents. But I never got the opportunity to. So that's where I learned my lesson, where it's like, I'm not going to sell my whole bag. So it's like Doge, I ended up having to buy at, like, you know, somewhere upwards around 30, 40 cents. And then got dumped on, and I had to wait for SNL to make a profit, and then I started scalping it and everything. But the amount of profit I would have made if I just held from January of last year until May of last year, like I would have made, you know, it would have been easily $100,000 trade. And it's like,
you sound like you're my twin.
Yeah, I mean, if I just
that's my exact same story. You sound like you're my twin.
Yeah, if I just held my position, or the majority of my position, then I'd be much better off now, and I'd have more money to trade with. But I mean, yeah, like you can't change what happened before. But that's why it's like now it's like, I'm not gonna let go of my whole position of XYO. I'm gonna keep getting more of it, because I know eventually it's gonna pop. It's gonna go way up.
All right.
Catch this one.
I'm just gonna have a quick look at something for someone. Tuggy Pepper, who is, he's one of the OGs too. He comes to the YouTube stream quite a lot every time I stream. So he's just asking about Cube against USD. So let me check that out. I've just seen on the hourly chart zoomed out, there is this trend line that it was respecting, but has since fallen below. Hopefully, it can break back up on top of it and continue to climb, but this isn't a good sign. This is kind of like, it might have changed direction, so be careful on that. I'd be setting a stop loss on it, like at around $15 or just below $15. But yeah, hopefully, man, if you're in it, like from any part of this uptrend here, and you know you're holding bags or whatever your case might be, dollar cost average, like if you've got a bit more powder on the side, like you could potentially buy this at this range here, and then just set a reasonable stop loss, like maybe just a little bit below $15, like $14.95 or something like that, or $14.98. And then, you know, if it does fall down and lose 15, then you know that this downtrend isn't over, like this big cooling off. But yeah, interesting chart. It's something that has pumped since the 26th of October like crazy. So all of the oscillators are showing that they're starting to cool off, so be careful.
Rick, do you ever use the pair? Sorry.
You're right. Go ahead.
Oh, no, finish your analysis.
So then Tuggy's just saying, nice, I got my stop loss set at 1469. Yeah, that's fine. And I own at 1559. Thanks. Okay, cool. So you're in profit right now. There's still a chance that this thing was just doing like a bit of a fake out, like it was breaking down, though. I mean, on the daily, getting candle closes this low. Yeah, I mean, all it's done is it's just broken that trend line there. So it doesn't totally mean it's over. I mean, the other thing, now to give you a bit of an optimistic view, is this pivot here. This tweezer top produced a line of resistance like this, something like that, which it is currently using as support. So you want to make sure that this support holds. So you've got, you know, resistance there becomes support here. It showed it here and also here now as well. So fingers crossed, man. This could actually be like, you know, you might have bought in a really good spot. I'm guessing you got in like on this wick down here. Let me go to a lower time frame. So you said 1559. Damn, you got a pretty good buy. That's like right on the right on the edge, like right here, right on the wick down. How did you do that? That's crazy. Either you're one of the better traders out there, or you opened your position back here somewhere.
he opened way back there.
Who knows?
And he held it through that whole thing.
If you bought it on that dip, that's like magical. It's currently in like an inverse head and shoulders right now. Look at that.
Yeah, I was thinking that too, except it breaks the neckline. I mean,
yeah, which means it's trending up. Yeah, if it goes
still,
above.
Yeah,
so
but everyone says it's still a pattern, even if it doesn't. So where the head is, did the head break the neckline, like with conviction? Like where the head ends and the second shoulder begins. Like that's what I look for with a strong head and shoulders pattern, is if it breaks the neckline and then makes.
Well, it has to do this to be an inverse head and shoulders. Like it has to, you know, form the left, the head, and then the right. And then, yeah, it's confirmed inverse head and shoulders, and that's why we're getting this run up. So, yeah, that's the neckline. It can only be a confirmed breakout when it comes up off the right shoulder and breaks that neckline, which is produced by those 2 points.
Where it finishes making the head, and then the head comes to the neckline. Like,
you mean this run here? You mean like, if it comes up and makes it more...
Yeah, I feel like it's more...
Like this?
It's more convicted.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. Because this one is like rather, it's sloping down, but it's still, you know, nonetheless, it has all the features of an inverse head and shoulders. So
does look successful, like a successful breakout.
Yeah, it's broken out. It's definitely broken out, like successfully. As an inverse head and shoulders. So taking a measure from the top of the head, or the tip of the head, to the neckline, and then to the breakout point, that could be the target, which kind of lines up with all of that support there becoming resistance here. So that would be like the take profit, like a potentially $17.80 is where that is. But yeah, it's totally up to you where you take profit. But that's just one like way people measure out the moves, you know. And mind you, this is like a 15-minute chart, so yeah. What's that?
What I think is really cool about the inverse head and shoulders is when it appears at the bottom of a downtrend, it's like really bullish reversal pattern. So it's like you could expect the bullish momentum to kind of continue almost. Like almost like if you had a regular head and shoulders, it's like you can expect it to drop to that price point you were talking about, but then after that loss of momentum, it takes so much more to try to get back up to the neckline that it's like it more often than not continues to make lower highs and continues to trend downward. Whereas like an inverse head and shoulders, when it breaks out and it goes bullish, it's like such a bullish reversal pattern that like I feel like those times where the breakout happens and it reaches the price target from the breakout, but then sometimes it will start to form like a bull flag afterwards, and then it just remains bullish. Like, those are the best, when there's like an inverse head and shoulders at the bottom of a trend that hits the price target and then forms a bull flag right after. It's like so bullish to me.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
I've seen
we've
that
got,
happen on Doge before, and it just goes outrageous for like a day or two, but then like obviously it just goes flat again. So I
Doge
guess
has a
that's
bit
just
of
what Doge does.
an optimistic start to this day. So far it's up 2.4%. Hopefully it can get back out of this this wedge, that, you know, the big long-term wedge that we've been in for so long. Oh wait, I was on logarithmic. We are out of that wedge. It's this falling, I believe that we've been in a falling wedge. Let me check that.
I'll tell you what, man, I'm not short nothing because I'm Doge to $1.
Yeah, Doge to $1. Exactly. Yeah, I mean, one day.
I don't care if it takes 5 years, man. Like, I'm gonna hold Doge until it gets to $1. I don't care.
Cool. Yeah, go for it.
It'll probably be a Tuesday, just saying.
Probably.
Here
Is
we
that
go.
Bruce?
It's coming up to some.
Yeah, it's me.
Bruce.
What's up, dude?
Bruce is another OG. Same with like Jesus Matters, DC Woodworking, Vinny Gobber Googity Gots 2 times, who is now Tuggy Pepper, OG Alchemist, of course, which we mentioned earlier. Yeah, there's some other names that I'm not thinking of at the moment, but
All good people.
I remember them. Brandy Powers, she's a regular. She supports the channel pretty consistently. Thank you, Brandy. Honest AF, yes, she's an OG as well. She's been around for a while. And then there's like American Crypto Monster. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Bruce. By the way, I have a story for you regarding the subject that we were talking about last time we spoke.
All right.
So, come on, Doge, punch through. Emotional Inertia. I recognize your name. What's up? Comments there. Man, this has been a nice healthy stream. There's like the view count has maintained above like 80 for some time now. Good on you guys. Appreciate that. Likes are at 99. There we go, 100. Thank you.
No, let me go like that video real quick.
Thanks. 102 likes now. Mana is still looking alright, to be honest. Let me go back to like the 5 minute. It's currently squeezing. I'm down on the 5 minute chart here. And there's some kind of a, dare I say it, a little bull pennant. If not, could turn out to be a bull flag as well. So that's the thing, like when it's early like this, it can
Dare I say it?
Yeah, dare I say it. I don't want to jinx it. But it can go like that too. So it's either it either stays in a pennant or it breaks down and creates a flag. So we'll see how it behaves. Yep, there we go. So far the pennant is in play, showing signs of support. We'll see. Let's go down to the 1 minute, get a bit more resolution on it. There we go.
Everybody smash that like button.
So it's
You get
sliding.
another like. You're the only one I know that doesn't have any dislikes.
Yep. And
Hey.
notification bell, because that will really help Rick's channel grow and get put up in the algorithm.
Yeah. Thanks, man. Thanks, Red Hood.
Notification bell. Yeah, just call me Red, man. It's easier.
Red. Good to hear your voice, Red.
I've been here for the last few days, mate, and
Yeah. How have your trades been going? Which ones have you been trading lately?
Just a few basic coins and that, but that one I said to you the other night, Dreams, I was at work, I entered in about 40 cents and jumped in and out at $1.20, back in at 80 cents. So I went to work, earned a couple $100, and in that time period, I think I earned probably 10 or 15 times more playing with my phone.
Jeez. Man, that thing's new on KuCoin, right? That's the one that's like fairly new.
The funny thing was, I was watching it the other night when Mana was having its run, and it kind of was trailing about 15 minutes behind Mana. Mana would have a little pump, it'd pull up a little bit, and then it'd pull back. I think it's just everyone FOMOing in for these new NFT games.
Oh yeah, dude. Anything that's new on the scene, like anything that's hot and goes on trend, it's
Well, Trogdor was saying earlier
almost
that
like a
nobody's buying NFTs right now because the freaking gas fees are so high because people are buying stuff like SHIB, like which is the ERC20, like during while everything's bullish, and it's causing the Ethereum fees to go like off the charts. So he said that the NFT game is not like.
Oh, it's still in development. I had to look at the game, and the only other reason why I jumped into it is I'd probably actually play it. If they could pull it off and put it together, and they're not going to rug pull me, I'll be happy. I actually want to play the game, but...
Also this whole metaverse thing is like, I guess I heard from Fixie and Static Server that she was saying something about how like when things come out, like stuff will go on sale like within the game. And the only way that you can buy it is with tokens like Mana or coins like Mana. So it's like everyone will jump in. They'll buy a ton of Mana because it's like they want to take advantage of those sales while they're happening. Yes. Like, so the price of Mana will continue to go up because they're buying it so that they can get the stuff within the game while it's still on sale.
Yeah, I agree with that. And also limited exchanges. If it actually has still got a pretty good volume going through it, it looks like it's a decent game, and it hasn't been released across Binance and Coinbase and the rest of them. Yeah. This is why I'll keep my crumbs that I've got left over in that Dreams in my account, because if they magically release it on Binance, well, that's another few million of circulating supply. It's going to go straight in, pump it right back up.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm gonna check out the chart for Dreams. It's only new on the scene. It's been out 4 days, 5 days.
Yeah, it's too young to even chart, really.
Yeah,
it's unpredictable.
So currently it's like in its corrective support discovery, like it's trying to find where a floor is. Yeah, just looking at it on the 1 hour chart. So there's a pivot here, so that could potentially pose as some support, and it has so far. But yeah, it'd be cool to see if it hold above that and maybe potentially go up. But yeah, can't count on that. It's still so fresh.
Oh God, no. Yeah. I'm at the point now where if my account vaporizes on there, I'm not going to cry. I wouldn't recommend it. I got in early than anybody else, so I was lucky on that factor.
Yeah.
That's all that I've got on my side. Anybody you look at enter now, well, I'd be careful.
Do dreams come true? Well, we'll see.
That's it. Yeah, buy 1,000 dreams, dude. Dreams come true.
Yep.
If you buy Quant, your dreams come
Quant.
true.
Yes, Jim. How are you, dude?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad.
Let's check Quant out.
No, don't do it. It's doing gross at the moment. But it's on sale if anyone wants to buy it.
It's on sale. Yeah.
Bargain buys.
It is. It's pulling back nicely. Look at that. It could be in a big old... Look at that. Big old falling wedge. Yeah, no, it is.
Boy.
It is. So...
Those are my buys, man. I buy the reddest, bloodiest shit out there.
Yeah, it's a good place to start, I guess.
Well, I mean, like, 'cause there's an argument to say like, oh, like if it's red and it's going down, it's going to continue to trend down, but it's like buy on the way down. Because then when it does come up, like you're like, I mean, it's better to buy the blood than to buy the top.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I agree.
Even if
It
it's like a
lost
death trap
this-
and you're holding for a while, it's like still like the percentage gains when it does inevitably go back up, like things usually do, unless it's like some pump and dump shitcoin. Like things typically usually go back up, so it's like they only really go down for so before they start to make a recovery.
Yeah, looking at Quant's long-term behavior, like since, you know, even back to March, like it's been on trend really well, like for so long, and this pullback could be like, yeah, the sort of conditions you want if you're trying to get in, you know. So this is only a good thing especially if you see it performing well long term. Have you looked into the fundamentals much, Jim, of it? I probably asked you this before. If you're still there, if not, that's all good.
Dude, check out Cardano. It's like the most healthy trickle down that like I've seen in like any other coin. Like it's still going down, but it's like
poor old ADA. Yeah, I think it's
like the healthiest
suffering
drop I've ever seen.
It's
Bleeding
suffering
slowly.
the effects of Solana, because Solana is like its competitor. Like they're both trying to do the same thing, and that's be an Ethereum
yeah, for
killer.
sure.
Yeah. So Quant,
I think
yeah,
that
basically a
Sol
falling
has
wedge
better
on Quant.
chance.
Yeah, me too. I mean, on paper it performs better. Like it has faster transaction speed, lower fees, you know, all the rest of it, all the good stuff.
But that's okay because ADA, you know, in a few years is going to be what kills Sol.
Maybe.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, well, yeah, they're just going to come back with the answer, and they're just forever going to be competing, just like, you know, Ferrari and Lamborghini, or, you know, Apple and Samsung, and Microsoft and Apple, and, you know what I mean? Like all these big competitors, they just come out with bigger and better things. All right, so ADA,
Microsoft.
yeah, huge falling wedge as well. So ADA's kind of like Quant in a way. It's got this big wedge, falling wedge type situation. So counting on it to break out bullish. You know, it's been bleeding
It's not going to
out
go
for some
down
time.
forever. It's been bleeding for so long. It's not going to bleed out forever. Like something is going to happen with ADA. Like I know eventually. Solana's
just such a like this year has been incredible for it. Like here we go. There's 2021. Bang, off to a nice rally. There was a nice like falling wedge here, or, you know, descending triangle, whatever you want to call that. And then yeah, another breakout, a really nice cup and handle here, broke out, and yeah, we're still up there.
Yeah,
I've been
Sol
talking
has had
about
incredible performance this year. It's one of the top performing coins. I think it's one of the.
I'm just glad it's one of
best performing.
I'm glad it's one of the ones that I've sort of spoke highly of for so long, like, and that it's come through with the goods, because I've been shilling it a bit over the months, but yeah, it's still going well.
I should have bought it when you guys were talking about it before, because then I would have made so much more money. But like, dude, like Adam has like done so good this year too. Even though it's not as fast as Solana, Adam is a good coin. Like I wish I held more Adam, like Cosmos.
There we go. Mana broke out and made a new high from our little. We were seeing if it was going to be a pennant or a flag, and yeah, it was the pennant, and it broke out of the pennant beautifully. Bull pennant. All right. DC Woodworking says VeChain, so VET is looking solid. Let's check that out. So VeChain.
I think it's going to 20 cents.
VET. What's its all-time high? It's like 27.9. So almost 28 cents is its all-time high. It's gunning for the 0.5 fib level, 17 cents. Awesome structure. Look at that. So macro higher lows, macro now higher highs. So that's the hallmarks of an uptrend. So yeah, looking awesome. You're right. Biggest hurdles to get through is the golden pocket, which exists between the 0.618 and the 0.65 fib levels. If you could break through that, there is another test. It's not as strong, but it is still there. It's the 786 fib level that you have to break through as well. And then yeah, then you're looking at the final shot to the all-time high. What's that?
What's the bottom of that move?
The bottom of that move?
Yeah, like where did it like bottom out most recently?
Like 6 cents. Yeah.
Oh wow! I was buying it at 10 cents. I'm
at
waiting
which?
for the day where like I was buying VeChain at 10 cents.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So I was like, is this the bottom? Is it gonna break out? I kept seeing like bull flags, but it was all botted out, and I was like, there was rumors that it was gonna be listed on coin, all kinds of stuff like that. So I just started buying it. Then I stopped buying it. I should have bought more of it because it went up to 12 cents. I figured it was gonna come back to 10 cents, but then it went to 14 cents, and then now it's like still going.
Okay.
So it's like I'm waiting for that day where I have that realization of like, wow, dude, I bought the bottom of this coin. You know what I mean? Like I bought like the legit, like I bought the bottom. Like I'm waiting for the day where like I realize like, wow, my entry is like the best entry that I could have gotten.
Hey Rick,
Hey yo.
do you want to have a look at D-Race for me? So the Dirk coin.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you guys were talking about NFT games and stuff before, and like this one hasn't even released yet. So.
Oh, so it wouldn't be on TradingView? Is that what you're saying?
I think it is on TradingView because
What's
it's on
the
like
ticker?
Pancake.
DR?
DERC.
DERC. Yep. D-Race. Cool. Market. I see it. Yeah, it exists on all the swaps like Uniswap, QuickSwap, PancakeSwap. Yeah. Cool. Crypto.com. Oh, that's right. You do a
That's
bit
where I bought
of
it.
activity on Crypto.com. Yeah. So, let's check the overview.
Oh yeah, speaking of crypto, not to change the subject or anything. I want you to finish what you're doing first, but I figured I'd mention like CRO, their native coin, has been making moves lately. A lot of good news about it and stuff on the platform itself.
It's nice and volatile, D-Race. It's like in its entire existence, it's been trending up. Like the lows are getting higher, the highs are getting higher, so that's good. Good sign. Yeah, man. I see potential there. Wait till it gets a listing on an exchange, and then it'll really take off.
Yeah, well, I bought it.
NFT
at
horse racing.
Yeah, $3.50 Australian. I don't know what that is American, but
$3.50 Australian. Well, let's check it out.
Probably like
$3.50 AUD to USD.
Everything's more expensive for you guys than it is.
$2.60 American. So it's $3.94 now. So yeah, you're in a nice profit. Very good.
yeah, gonna get me a horse at some point if I can stay awake long enough.
Yeah.
For when they release them. They did it at like 2 a.m. Our time last time.
Did you get in on Melbourne Cup at all? Did you make any bets or anything?
Nah, I was at work. I thought about it, but I couldn't be fucked opening up a sports bet account or anything.
Sports bet. Yeah. I haven't done it in a few years. I haven't really gambled on horses, but yeah, prefer to gamble on crypto.
Yeah, your money disappears in seconds on horses. At least on crypto, you can pull it back out at 50%.
Yeah.
Well, wait, have you ever traded leverage?
Oh yes,
They can
yeah.
disappear
Do
in
not
seconds.
talk to me about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like seriously, we were talking about that earlier, and I was saying like you shouldn't do leverage with any more money than you're absolutely willing to like just completely
Vaporized.
flushed down the toilet.
Yeah.
Like if you were to do a test, it's like if you can take $100 bill and you go and you get on the highway and you hold that $100 bill out the window, $100 bill out the window, and you let it go and you feel nothing, then you're probably ready to trade leverage. Like if you have no emotional reaction to just like completely like tossing $100 bill out the window, then it's like, okay, go ahead, try leverage. Try it once. Or like if you can do like, if you can make like 5% on like 10 successful spot trades in a row, then give leverage a try. Like, you know what I mean? It's like leverage is really like, it's that crazy where it's like just a completely different ball game.
Oh yeah, I know. Trust me. I had conversations with Rick months ago in regards to very volatile and silly actions on my behalf.
Man, we've all been there. We all test the waters.
Rick makes it look easy just because he's such a boss. But dude, Rick's a pro, man. Like seriously, like
I don't know.
He just knows how to pick an entry. You gotta know how to pick those entries, and then if things start going south, you gotta cut it fast.
Well, no, you just gotta pick when Rick comes online. You know, there's some action happening, and then when he disappears, he's busy. Something's going to go down.
One thing is, technical analysis is one thing, right? You can be good at TA, but trading is another practice altogether. Like, yeah, there's different challenges to face. It's one thing to know the setups and everything, but to actually have discipline and perform the action and have the guts and courage to get in at support and all that, you know. Yeah, I'm still developing my skills at that. Put it that way. I'll put it that way.
The emotional control.
Yeah, man. Like I'm still an emotional trader. It's hard not to be because we're all human, right?
Yeah, that's it. You see those gains and you just want that little bit
like
more.
you chase the green.
But you fear the red.
You fear the red. You sell at a loss. Like it's especially on leverage. Like you don't want to see anything bleeding out, so you cut it.
Yep.
And then if you do that too many times, you're not left with much. If you just keep repeating the mistakes.
Then you got nothing to trade with, and then you might as well have liquidated.
Yeah. Yep. So, you know, dial back the leverage, and, you know, if you're not having any luck with it, go back to spot. And if you're not having luck with spot trading, just invest. Buy the dips and just wait. You know?
Or it's like
HODL.
you can just buy spot, take a considerable spot position in a coin that's really promising. When it pumps, take 10% of your position out as profits. You got that money for free, basically.
Yep.
And you just use that for your leverage trades. And then if you lose it, it's not like you really lost any hard-earned dollars. You just lost money that you really took from out of the market from someone else to begin with. You're just giving it back to the market if you get liquidated. It sucks because it sucks to think like that your money ends up in the hands of some whales that already have way too much of it. But at the same time, it's like it drives you to be like, oh, I want to get better at this so that I can get smarter and trade smarter and do better and trade better and like make more money for myself. And I'm winning the game. You know what I mean? It's a real confidence crusher when you lose a bunch of trades in a row. It crushes your confidence, and then like you're like, oh shit, and then like you second guess yourself and your own skills, and then it causes you to make further bad trades. But you know, if you just step back for a while, hey, look, this is what I gotta do, and like, you know, I gotta take my emotions out of it. This is how much money I'm willing to throw down the drain, because it's like, it's no different than just walking into a casino and being like, I'm here to have fun. If I make money, great. If I lose everything, whatever. I was planning on losing it anyway. Like I feel like that's kind of the mentality you have to have.
Yeah. And yeah.
Do any of you guys have any thoughts on Secret Network or Secret?
But try to.
Oh, sorry.
I'll be back. I'm just gonna go get some water. My voice is like, ugh. I've been talking for like 2 hours and 40 minutes. This is a good healthy
water,
stream.
Man.
Yeah, I need some water.
Do they even have water in Australia?
Yeah. No, it's only a new thing.
Everyone thinks we're like a third world country or something.
I don't even. I'm not even convinced it's a real place. I think you guys are fit.
Yeah, it's actors.
I've never been to Australia. Until I see it myself, I won't believe it.
Jump on the old Google Maps. It's right down there in the bottom right-hand corner.
I don't believe in Google Maps because then it's not flat. I don't believe in any map that's not flat. Because you know the Earth is flat. I hope everyone knows I'm being sarcastic.
I'd hope so too.
Obviously, Australia is a real place, and they have an awesome car scene.
Yeah, I don't know. There's enough conspiracy theorists going around these days. Anything's possible.
Well, it's possible to convince anybody of bullshit if you got enough people saying it on YouTube.
Yeah, like everyone's saying, buy Shiba. Oof. Conspiracy theory.
Yeah, it's a total scam. It might be a super profitable scam, but it's still a scam nonetheless.
So what do you hold coins, Qui-Gon?
Yeah, I mean, I've got a few positions. I've been slowly building up my positions over the last month or so because I had initially like sold and took profit on a lot of things, and like when I was scalping, and like I only held on to like because what I'm buying them for now is like still more expensive than what I was buying them for last year.
Yeah,
like
no,
in
that's fair.
like
I
March,
totally understand.
like last March, like I don't know if I'll ever be able to buy stuff that cheap again. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm just trying to get as much stuff as I can for as cheap of a price as I can now, because it doesn't look like things are going to break down and collapse and go into a bear market right now. So it's more the path of least resistance is up right now. So I'm trying to get things as low as I can, and then whatever I can get my hands on, I'll take profit when the time comes, or I'll take profit on, you know, like a small percentage of my position, and then I'll just reinvest that later if it does go down below my average. That's pretty much the rules that I'm trying to stick to. It's sort of helped me not lose money, like, I guess.
Yeah, I'm like your traditional hodler. Like, if I buy something and then it rips, like, that I don't really believe in, then I'll take profit on that. But yeah, obviously I've got my main holdings. But yeah, I got in on those Polkadot auctions the other day. I don't know if you guys have had a look at that.
I mean, I know about Polkadot. I know that it's like been promising, but I don't personally trade it or hold it. It's just like I'm already in like 30 different coins. So
yeah, so basically what it was is it's like a long-term staking thing, and you're basically putting your coins in to staking, and you're getting returns of coins on their ecosystem. So they had like a couple different coins, sort of like they had like Moonbeam, Clover Finance, Manta, and a couple other ones. And so what you do is you put your Polkadot in there for like 2 years, but you're gaining interest on those. You gain on those coins in return over the 2-year period.
So is it like staking?
Yeah. So like, you know how like has their launchpad thing, and they go like, oh, you can in your BNB for this amount of time, and you'll get some random coin, and sort of like that, but for Polkadot.
Yeah, I've definitely heard good things about Polkadot. Like, I don't follow it too much, but from what I've heard, like, it seems like a solid project. I know Yukon Cornelius was talking about it back in the day a lot, and he spoke highly of it. He said he was investing in it. So, I mean, I don't know enough about it to talk good or bad about it, but from what I've heard, I've definitely heard much more good things about it. I haven't really heard anybody say anything bad about it.
Definitely, it's for like the YouTube channel as well. I guess if they haven't heard about it, it's the Polkadot auctions. Yeah, so basically you're staking your Polkadot on their network, and you're receiving they're gonna use on their ecosystem. So if you're a long-term Polkadot holder and you're not staking it, that could be something good for you if you want to hold on to it for a long time.
Is there a certain exchange that you're staking on, or?
I'm doing it through Binance, but I think you can do it through their whatever they use as well.
Well, I know you can do the crypto earn program. I'm pretty sure you can buy Polkadot on Gemini and do the Gemini earn program. Hold on. Let me check on that real quick. But in any case, are you talking about Binance Global?
Well, Binance Australia, but I'm fairly sure it's as global as you can get.
Yeah, because like I mean, I use Binance US. I figured you guys use global. We are not allowed to use global, so I haven't found like any section for staking on Binance Global. But I don't actually use Binance that much. That's kind of my scalp trading account, so I don't have too much money in there. But like maybe I'll have to explore it and see if there's staking opportunities in there. But I know that like they offered like so many other coins, like they had so many other coins on Binance Global that they didn't have on Binance US. They also had futures trading on Binance Global, and they didn't have it on Binance US. So I mean, I'm not sure if like those staking opportunities, if that's just on global or if it's in, or you know, if it's Binance US too. But you're saying that there's Binance Australia now? Is that like?
Yeah, so Binance Australia is a thing.
It's its own exchange now?
I believe so.
Oh, that's weird. Yeah, I thought you guys just used global, or at least that's what I thought Rick was using.
I'm pretty sure it's super close to global, because the only thing is we don't have the futures anymore.
Yeah, he said they got rid of futures.
I think he's using Qcoin at the moment.
Yeah, he recommended I jumped over to it, so that's what I'm doing. I'm just playing around with spot, building up enough cash to go be an idiot again.
I think I got a Qcoin account, but I just haven't really used it. All my stuff's sort of locked up at the moment. Yeah, I'm holding like Cardano, some Secret, BitTorrent, Polkadot, and Quant coin.
Yeah, I should get some more BitTorrent. I bought BitTorrent back in the day. I don't even know what the price I got it for was, but I know I got it pretty cheap, and people have been talking about it lately. So maybe I should try to get my hands on some more of it before it's too late.
Well, BitTorrent got its own blockchain, so there's a BitTorrent chain now, and they're collaborating directly with the Tron network. So all the Tron network NFT stuff is heading over to the BitTorrent network.
And then,
oh man, that's cool.
And there's another side one off that called Wink. I had a
nice Wink chunk. And Blink.
Yeah. Oh, Blink now is there. Yeah, no, I had a chunk of Wink at the start of the year and did reasonable on it, but I've got nothing now. I don't even know what it's doing.
Yeah, I kind of stayed away from Wink because they made another coin called Blink, which did the exact same thing, and I was like, why would you want to split your market on itself?
Oh, unless they become chip value. One's a $10 chip, one's a $5 chip.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I'm getting this this ape NFT dropped into my Binance wallet from holding BitTorrent as well. I don't know if that's going to be worth anything.
Where that's from? Because I had ape NFT airdrop to me. I got like 68,000 of them, but I think it's only worth like 25 cents. So
yeah, it's like, not worth much at the moment.
But before, when they first airdropped it, it didn't have a value. It said it wasn't worth anything. So it was like someone was like, "Oh, you should give that to someone on Reddit." Blah blah blah. And I was like, "Yeah, I'll just hang on to it and see what happens with it." Now it's worth 25 cents. So I mean, I don't know. Like anything that people want to drop me for free, that's great. You know what I mean? It's like, or not people, but like I think it was the exchange themselves or whatever. And like if you so that must have been what it was, is that because I was holding BitTorrent on KuCoin and they dropped me ape NFT. I had no idea where the hell it came from.
Yeah, because they sent me a message. I was like, "Oh, what the fuck is this?" Because I think I seen someone on like Facebook was like, "What the hell is this? Why have I got it?" But yeah, I think it's something to do with the whole Tron network stuff going over to the BitTorrent chain or whatever.
Yep, I actually bought $10 of it. NFT, and it's down
Ah,
a
you'd
little
be
bit
a-
at the moment. But
You'd be a
there is
baller.
yeah, there is lots of them there.
So yeah, also like be careful with KuCoin guys, because there's like they'll have like weird coins listed on there that you can buy, and then all of a sudden they'll just disappear. Like I bought this coin called BRG. Luckily I didn't buy that much of it, but like I bought it, and then like I went to go check on it like a month or so later, and it was like unlisted. Like it has no value whatsoever. So it's like it's still in my wallet, but I can't trade it, I can't sell it. There's no value, there's no charts for it, so it's like just weird. It's like it disappeared. So like just be careful of those, because like there are all these weird little new coins that come out. Like I try to only trade stuff on KuCoin that is like well known, or like it's also available like on another exchange or whatever. Like there's some coins that you can get on KuCoin that you can't get on any other exchange, but the ones that I do buy on KuCoin are like I try to make sure that they've been around for a little bit and they're well known enough. Like they're a well known enough project where I know they're not going to just like disappear. But like if something comes out and it's only out for a day or two, and then you buy it, like just keep in mind that like that shit could just disappear. Or like it happened to me. I don't know how frequently or to other people, but like that one coin, it disappeared for me. Now apparently it's worth nothing, so apparently I lost that money. Like I don't know if it's ever going to come back or not, so I don't know, just be cautious of that kind of stuff. But if it's a well-known coin that you've heard about before, then I wouldn't worry about it too much, like especially if it's on other exchanges as well. But just be careful.
That's why you never put too much on those fresh coins, because like you said, they could disappear, but they also could get listed on another exchange, and that's the other reason I always put $10, $20, $30 on some of these junk, or something I'm not going to cry about.
Well, exactly. It's like you could turn $10, $20, $30 into like $60.
That's exactly right. So the fact if that was an hour's wage at work, and this week you put it into there, and then in 4 weeks' time you've worked for an hour for $60, that's not bad. Or if it's deleted, well, so be it. It's the price of a pack of cigarettes for me.
Yeah, it's really like it's risk-reward ratio. It's like, right, this is how much I'm willing to risk, and this is the reward. Like, could be a 10x reward, let's say, and it's like, or potential for a 10x reward. So it's like, I'll put $10 on it, and the hopes of like making $100. But like, I'll put $100 on it, I hope of making $1,000. But then, if you lose it all, it's like, oh, I only lost $100, or oh, I only lost $10.
So I think that'd have to do with something. You'd have to watch the volume on some of those coins on KuCoin, the new ones. Because KuCoin's obviously purchased a big chunk of them. If it drops down below a point where KuCoin's not making any money and they're in a loss, that's probably when they pull the plug, and that's when it gets delisted.
If it's not what?
If it's not performing high enough above probably what they've purchased, because obviously the exchange purchase, so many coins as cheap as possible. The exchanges want to make profit. If it's not getting traded at all, they're going to pull it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the exchange themselves will probably sell what they have for a profit, or just to not take a loss. And then they'll be like, sorry, everybody.
Yeah, you guys can bear the brunt. We're fine. Catch you later.
It's gone.
Here's
Yeah,
an
your
extension we're gonna milk you
liquidity's gone.
Yeah, 3 days later they put up a big post with another coin to milk you again.
Yeah.
There was this one coin I called a long time ago. I had no idea where to get it. So, do you know Bondly Finance, or have you heard of that?
Nah.
So they got hacked for like a lot of money, and I've got a theory. Like, so if coins get hacked, everyone sells it. Just buy it. Just buy a little down the bottom. Like this one, it went down to 0.0024, and now it's trading at 16 cents. So if I could have, I would have bought it, but I didn't know where to get it at the time.
It's one of those things. Yeah, it's that risk to reward ratio.
But like, if you look at it, like if you look at all these ones that got hacked, so like, what was the other one? Polymath was the other big one that got hacked.
Yep.
had all that money. That dipped hard, and then it's just been pumping back up again.
I'm back.
So,
What did
so
I
if
miss?
if I hear of one of those again, I'm gonna buy some anyway and just hold it.
You didn't miss much, Rick.
Good.
Good.
Doesn't like my hack story. No, I think I spoke to you about this a while ago, Rick. That Bondly Finance, it got hacked and then it just dipped like really, really hard down to like 0.002, and now it's up at 16 cents again.
And then they have to like hope that people come in that don't know about the hack story, like new investors, like new people that don't know about the history. But honestly, a hack, it can be a good thing because they can fix the issue. Like Binance went through a hack. It got hacked. They weren't able to take money out of it, but they were able to come in and like drain people's accounts and like pump something. And they did it on something called Coin, SC, that happened back in 2018, and it pumped like crazy because these people like got in through the APIs and exploited it.
And now Binance is twice as strong for it. So
yeah, that's it. Yeah, exactly.
Well, damn, I've been investing in Coin.
Yeah. XYO, damn, look at that. There we go. There's that breakout. Broke out of the pennant, and it's back into price discovery.
Is it going to the moon, or is it ever coming back to 3 cents?
XYO, yeah, I mean, it could be taken off like big time. I don't know. Pretty exciting day, to be honest. It's a much more exciting day compared to yesterday, I think.
Dude, like, why didn't I get more time? I wish I got more time. I just need like that one big play where I can get like 100,000 coins, 200,000 coins, 500,000 coins.
Yeah.
What the hell? Like on a real good project, not like some swaggo like shit like SHIB. Like I've been trading SHIB, but like SHIB scares me. I don't want to hold it for a long time unless I'm buying at like 5 zeros.
Fair enough, man. Fair enough.
Yeah,
we all want to get in on that stuff that's like early and hasn't moved yet.
Congrats to the YouTube chat, Iveka, or whatever, 200 AUD to 26k. That is pretty impressive. Congrats, mate.
Yeah, wow. That's amazing.
Congrats.
Saitama.
Yeah, I've seen it all over YouTube. There's a lot of people shilling it on these videos. If you type in just crypto, it's popping up in a few spots.
Saitama?
Yeah, it's apparently if you hold it, you get rewarded in Bitcoin or something like that.
I haven't even touched it or looked into it. It's just, yeah.
Oh, wow.
The
I
sheep
haven't.
will follow,
All I
though.
know is that it's the guy's name from the anime One Punch Man.
Oh, yeah.
That guy's name is Saitama. So that was the only thing. That was the only thing I connected the name of the coin to that character.
It's 8
like,
Satoshis.
Yeah, it's
like 8. 8964. Yeah.
Wow, whopping. How much is 1 Satoshi worth USD?
Oh, I don't even know.
Like 0.0001 cent.
Yeah, I was about to say a lot less than a cent, I think.
I can look it up. This is called cryptonator.com/converter from Bitcoin to USD. So 0.1234567 and then 1. That's a Satoshi. It is 0.0006 of a dollar. So yeah, not even 1 cent. 1 Bitcoin Satoshi. Yeah.
Wait, what fraction is it though? Is it like 100th of a cent or 1,000th of a cent?
It's 6. What do you call it? Like when it's
decimal.
It's not 0.1 of a cent. It's 0.06 of 1 cent. It's a Satoshi.
6 thousandths of a cent.
Yeah.
6 thousandths. Okay. Yeah.
Just
Okay.
the way to do that, Rick, is read the number backwards. If you know it.
From the decimal. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. So
Yeah, quick way to do
6,000.
it.
Wait, of a cent or of a dollar?
Yeah,
6,000 of a dollar.
Take 1 cent and take one or
Take $1 and divide it by 6,000, and it's one of those. Yeah.
So it's 6/100th of a cent.
Yeah.
That's
6/100th of a cent, 6,000ths of a dollar. Yeah.
So it's like you take 1 cent divided by 100, and you have 6 of those.
Yeah.
That's how much of a Satoshi is worth.
Yeah. Still very small, isn't it? I remember this question saying, "Oh, like, what price would Bitcoin be if 1 sat was $1?" And it's like astronomical. It's like crazy.
$100 billion.
Yeah. Man, VeChain. Nice day for VeChain. Nice day for XYO. Ooh, Mana. It broke out of that pennant, went up, and now it's back to pulling back again. Interesting. Harmony. Still in that falling wedge. Dogecoin. Okay, that's hit the top of that resistance, and it's, yeah, pulling back again. Again. Shiba, yeah. Still can't get above that bigger trend line at play. Pulling back for now.
What's up?
Solana is in like a falling wedge. Like a... Yeah.
Here's a chance, Rick, to compare that Dreams to Mana. It did the same thing. It had a push up, and it's just having a pullback at the same time. It's really following suit.
There you go.
It's
Yeah,
the whole NFT thing is just the market's following each other at the moment.
Tuggy
For all
Pepper.
newbies out there that are like scared or whatever, like, dude, like, we've had a couple of days that are kind of red. Like, this is nothing. Like, the market's bullish.
Oh, dude. Yes.
Like, in my opinion, the market's super bullish. Like, it's just, we have these pullbacks. You need the pullbacks for the organic growth. Like, you need to come back, test support to make sure it's still there. Like, if you're holding something, don't panic, because we're not like downtrending. Like, the market's not bearish. Like, people are not like selling off. People are holding. Like, they're only the sell-offs are only like because of like take profit, because they want to buy back in a little bit lower. Like, it's not like things are gonna plummet. Like, this is natural. Like,
Cube,
and it's good.
that Cube coin on Gemini that Tuggy Pepper was asking about. You know how we saw the inverse head and shoulders on it? It ripped. It went up so high. That was a really nice breakout from the neckline. I think you asked about it, Tuggy, like when it was like around here. So from where you asked about it to the highest point it got, that's like 17% up. That's a good push. Well done, dude. Carry on. I'm gonna go actually get food this time. So I have my drink of water, and now I'm ready for some food.
Oh man, you leaving us again.
So yeah, take the wheel, Discord.
No worries.
Well, anyway, yeah, just to finish up what I was saying was just that, like, we need these pullbacks. We need these healthy pullbacks in order for more money to come in. Like, the big money, the smart money, they'll jump in. They'll continue to make the market bullish once it hits their price points. If you're holding something, you're at a loss right now, don't panic sell. Don't take a loss. Like, it'll go back up. Like, these things are... It happens. Like, we need this. We need these little pullbacks. You know what I mean? And they're healthy pullbacks. The patterns are still bullish in the long run, in the long term. So a lot of things are looking really good. Even the things that are down right now. Like, you might have bought something a little bit higher than where it is now, but like, I wouldn't worry too much about stuff that you're holding. And I wouldn't sell for a loss either, because like I think the best is yet to come. Like I don't think we're heading into like a bearish downtrend anytime soon.
Nah, I'm all for a very similar action of what happened this year. Bring on January, February. Like I'd like to see a nice little pullback now until Christmas, just to collect. Scalping month, ready for a new bull run.
Yeah, I think everyone's really like just trying to accumulate right now. That's why
That's it.
like most of the coins aren't like super bullish and just run forever. Like, I mean, things don't just run forever like that. I mean, if you want things to go higher than they already have gone, then they have to come down. Like, you have to take 2 steps up, 1 step down, 2 steps up, 1 step down.
That's it. All the old school boys are collecting, ready for the mass adoption and the new hype to come in. They know it's coming, and they're just squirreling away their nuts.
Yeah, what makes the market bullish is the big people with big money throwing in. And they're not like the price points have to come down to a point where they're willing to throw in. But when they do, it instantly gets bullish again.
Yeah.
Sometimes so fast that you're like, oh shit, I just sold that bag for a loss. And then now it's freaking skyrocketing again 15 minutes later. And then you kick yourself in the foot for selling for a loss because you're like, you're kicking yourself in the ass because you're like, you sold for a loss and you're like, damn, this shit's pumping now. Like 15 minutes later, it's like the patience is a big part of this game.
What's up, guys? Nomad here.
Hey, what up, Nomad? How you doing?
Pretty good. I was just watching on YouTube and I wanted to be closer to the action.
Word. You trading any coins right now? You holding?
I'm averaging down on ADA every chance that I get. I found a new indicator that is kind of fun, but it basically has to do with like interest in it. And every single time that ADA gets down to about this interest level is when it pops off. So I've been watching ADA closely.
Yeah, we were talking about ADA earlier. Like I was saying, it's been trickling down. Like it's the most healthy bleed I think I've ever seen. And it's like, it's not going to keep trickling down forever. Like it's overdue. Like eventually something big's going to happen with it. It'll pop.
Yeah, it's the reverse of FOMO. I think it's called wise investing. I don't know. But it just sucks because as you're averaging down, it's not obviously as exciting as something that's been hitting all-time highs day after day. But worth it if you can get that sweet spot.
Yeah, but also the returns are better if you're willing to be patient. Plus, you don't run as much of a risk of losing money as you do with scalping. Like a scalping, you can get all the money.
I'm doing both right now because I'm just doing it USDT. So I'm not actually holding the coin because of the exchange that I'm on. I don't hold any coins. I just trade in and out, but still trying to get this one down.
Do you spot trade or do you use leverage?
Leverage.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I've just been doing spot lately and not too much leverage. I've been buying more coins because it's like I know that as they're falling, they're likely to stand push talk. They're likely to go back up to their previous all-time high. So at least if I buy them on the way down, even if it gets rejected at its previous all-time high, then I'll still make a profit.
Yeah, I mean, there's ways that you can see and increase your probability of a bounce, like using the indicator that Rick's using, Market Cipher, mapping your price levels, doing Fibonacci's, and then looking for some kind of convergence of the lines. And then you look for either like the red dot or green dot on a higher time frame, and then a bullish or bearish divergence on the lower time frame. let's say that you could get a reversal 1 out of every 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, well, even also like not even on the using indicators or anything, but it's like if you just look at the depth chart, you look at where all the buys and sells are, like those walls there, like you can physically see the walls. And if you watch the order books, like one thing that I like to do is I'll watch the order book and I'll put it, if I'm not desperate for an entry, I'll put a buy in at like just basically the biggest order that is in the order book. I'll put my order there and I'll be like, okay, dude, it's got to bounce there because like that's where the biggest friggin' order is. It's where the highest demand is. So if it doesn't
People will
bounce there,
fake those often though too, though, to like make fake walls so that people do that so that you can create like the bear or bull traps. So there'll be a massive wall, people put their stuff in there, and then some kind of momentum comes through and just eats it. Like when you see like the high liquidations at those giant price levels. I don't know. I used to be all about the order book, but it's just caught me too many times doing higher leverage.
yeah, it's true. They can definitely spoof the order books. Well, yeah, leverage is definitely risky to use the order book, but like they can definitely spoof the order books. But if they do, right, if they convince enough people that that's a wall, like that's a buy wall, and there's going to be a bounce there, if they convince enough people that that's where the bounce is going to be, and enough people put their orders in, like if enough
But then,
people
like
put
the
their orders
amount
in
of
there,
the trade that they put there to spoof it, they reverse on the trade, so your entire wall, the foundation of it, falls out. It definitely works. Like I've seen it happen both ways. It just makes me too nervous because it's a momentum spot.
well, yeah, but like what I was saying is that if they convince enough people that there's going to be a bounce there, and the majority of the people, if the majority of the people add their orders to that existing buy wall, even if the person that was spoofing the order book, even if they pull their order out, if there's more people that have their orders in that leave them there, then it will still bounce.
Yeah, I don't know if retail traders have enough, even combined. It's like a bunch of ants versus a big person's foot.
Yeah, well, don't forget the whales. They try to, you know, they're always trying to outsmart.
Oh yeah,
each
no,
other.
definitely. I'm talking about like market makers. Yeah, there's definitely whales that'll do that at price levels too.
They're not playing with us. They're playing with freaking each other. You know. Like they're not trying to out of trades and stuff. They're trying to screw each other out of trades. Like it's not even really so much about the money. It's more of a game of like, oh, I have more control and influence over this coin than you do. And it's like they constantly try to outsmart each other to be able to get more coins than the other whale has, so that they have more of an influence over the coin and over the market itself. So they want not only do they want to gain more coins, but they also want other whales to lose more coins. So that's why it's a constant struggle. We're all just caught in the crossfire.
Yeah, I won't argue that. At the end of the run, though, I mean, it is the retail investors or like the dumb money that they hand all the bags to, because smart money will all exit within a certain time period.
That's true, but also I feel like it's cyclical. The retail investors that do stay with the game, that hone their skills and they get better, they become like significant holders, or maybe they start working for like hedge fund or whatever. They become part of the action where it's like it's whale versus whale. So it's like even the retail investors, if they stick with the game and they learn as much as they can about the game, like you can become a whale yourself one day. Like if you really
I wasn't meaning like dumb and smart, like actual
That's
dumb and
exactly
smart.
right.
They're just actual like terms for retail investors or dumb money.
Can
Yeah,
you
no,
remember the
I
game
totally
of
get what
Trent,
you're saying.
where you're a little fish, you got to eat a little bit bigger one, and slowly you end up being the big whale. That's all it is. You just got to eat that next little fish that's making mistakes. It's quite sad, but
yeah, like eventually some of us, like the retail investors, it's like some of us will be like, all right, fuck this, and they'll quit. They'll decide like, hey, this isn't for me, and they'll stop doing it. And then the other ones that do stick with it will get better at it, and then eventually they'll become the smart money, everyone that sticks with their
Sure.
long term, I feel like eventually will become smart money. Like, there's no way you can do this for like a certain period of time, like not get a handle on it. You know what I mean? I feel like anyone that doesn't get a handle on it just gives up before they really try.
Or just emotions. Like, I don't know. I know a lot of people that like consider themselves investing, but don't know up from down really. Overconfidence. The more you know, the more you know you actually don't know.
Yeah, exactly. The more you know, the more you realize that you don't know shit. Or
Hey
like
Rick,
that's
do you ever use the like dominance indicators on TradingView where you can take like ADA for example, you can do ADA.D and it'll show the dominance.
I believe Rick actually stepped out for a little bit to get some food. But he still
It's a really interesting indicator anyways. It'll show you like what the like kind of like the current market sentiment is too. So like if you honestly are just using that and just using buying into coins that are like coins that bounce a lot or are actually healthy coins, but they're just not on the hype radar, you could just seriously use just the dominance indicator to always put yourself in a lot better positions. And you just do any like normal coin ticker that you'd normally use, and then you just do .d.
.d after the ticker.
Yeah, so like ADA would be ADA.d.
Oh, that's interesting. Oh, thanks.
Yeah, it's super useful for finding coins that like ADA. ADA's super low on that dominance, but obviously ADA's a top 10 coin, so it just means that right now the sentiment isn't that way, but the idea that it's just going to drift off into space is pretty low. And then you can see also when you see that it has like momentum sentiment upswings, you can see the price action also above it go, but that's also exactly when you see drop offs. So you can sit there and map up and down tops and bottoms using the dominator and like that sentiment. I said dominator.
I'm the dominator.
I feel like right here what's going to happen is Bitcoin's in the near future is going to have a huge wick down to get rid of all of those like high leverage traders that got in on this line, and then that's when we're going to start the move up. Been watching this for like 2 hours though, just ready. Because I feel like if Bitcoin here wicks down someplace, ADA will also catch that because it just follows Bitcoin a little bit. And I think that'll probably be the lowest price that we'll see for ADA for a while.
What was that price point you were talking?
What was that?
Did you mention a specific price point, or are you just saying in general right
I mean,
now?
I've got different price levels. I've got price levels matched at the previous wicks. I have the previous wicks connected in an ascending support line. I also have weekly and a Fibonacci below. I'm just watching market cipher now to hopefully see if it wicks down, if I can find the bottom. And I've got buy orders in at the stronger ones. 4 price levels. I've got it at 1.93, 1.9115, and a bottom at the 1.7961 from that huge wick that we had back on the 27th.
Yeah, not bad. So pretty much around a $1.90 ish. I've been. Sorry, this push talk sucks. I'll be picking it up around. I've been picking it up around a $1.90. I'll continue to do that as long as I can, I guess.
Yeah, it's a good spot. I just feel like a lot of coins here are going to do a wick if they're going to move back up. Because I've noticed that lately, with like the big price moves that we've had, there's always wicks or a big downturn just before to shake off high leverage traders so that they get liquidated, aren't part of the jump. But if you can catch that wick when you're leverage trading, going to the Bahamas, baby.
Oh yeah.
Don't options expire today too for something? Yeah, they should be here pretty quick. Oh no, they already did. Like 2 hours ago.
I actually have to go find my phone charger, so I'll be back in a bit.
the previous wick that we had on BTC on the November 21st, that actually got stopped out in the Fibonacci golden pocket from the recent swing high and swing low. So that's also a good area if this happens again that it should catch. That area is from 60,211 to 59,890.
Alrighty, I'm back.
I just got a Bluetooth.
Ah.
Oh, what's up, Rick?
Hey man, how you been?
Pretty good. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I had a question for you earlier. Have you ever used the coin? So you just do the coin symbol and then .d, and you can check any coin's dominance, and so you can see like which ones right now don't really have like market sentiment or whatever. So like right now, one I'm watching is ADA. So if I do ADA.d in TradingView, it'll show that that's always coming down, and it shows all these levels where you'll see it pop. Definitely check it out if you haven't.
I'm gonna check it out. Yeah, okay. ADA dominance.
Yeah, you can do it for any coin though, and it'll show just like what its dominance is in the market.
Yeah.
So it's kind of funny if you pick ones that you always see will bounce back that are stronger blue chip coins.
Mm-hmm.
It's just really smart to catch them at that lower areas because it just means that the focus isn't pointed off.
Yes, I see what you mean there. Like, yeah, I agree with that totally. Like, and another interesting thing would be to add symbol for comparison. You can click the compare button, and then you could put ADA.
Yeah, definitely.
USD T, and then
like Solana, because that was obviously a competing one, and then you can see like Solana. It's funny too when you actually see the momentum jumps on the .d indicator. You can pull it all the way down and use it as just one of your indicators. But when you see the quick moves upwards or the quick moves downwards, if you look up at the chart, it usually signals like the height of a top or the bottom of a reversal.
Okay, yeah, that's interesting. Like it's it took a dip here in dominance, like pretty severe, but the price, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, like ADA for that one just has like with everybody staking it, and you can see if it still takes that dip, but the price level doesn't go down. That it's also potentially possible that you're closer to a bottom because the price doesn't react as quickly to the loss of market cap.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good little tip. Thanks for that, man.
Anytime, bro.
Labels, symbol name label. I don't need that. It's so weird how they add that in. Like the labels, symbol name label, that would get in the way of like reading the chart, I would think. Yeah, almost.
I don't have that on mine.
Yeah, I think it just had it turned on for some reason, but I'll take it off. I think it's because I put on the compare feature, like where I wanted to compare it against something. Yeah.
It's like a tool for the opposite of FOMOing. You might have to wait a little bit longer on the trade, but catching those.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So even like if it's up on price, if it's down on dominance, it could still be a good bet.
Well, I wouldn't use anything further than like the daily chart for that one, because then you can really see like how that it reacts to it. Whereas intermittent, like daily or like hourly prices, just fluctuate more. But actually seeing the like average over time in the daily or even like the weekly, but I use the daily for it most often.
So it looks like mana is now in this like sort of falling wedge. Short-term one, and it looks like it might be approaching to break out of that wedge. We'll see.
It's weird. I've been mapping my RSI like that one time that I came in and showed you, and the same thing happens in the RSI. Wedges get built, ascending and descending support lines get respected, even more so with the RSI than the price, because like the RSI is, I feel like, the more true indicator of it, and that's why you'll get the bearish and bullish divergences.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting, like with the higher like figure, like the what do you call it, the length, yeah, RSI period. When you pump that up, it looks like it follows the price like pretty much exactly. And you can tell where things are. RSI period, like if I wind that right up.
Yeah, I sent you that one screenshot that I did where it maps Bitcoin daily price levels, and it marks every bottom of the beginning of the bull cycle and the beginning of the upwards movement that we got in like the medium area of this bull cycle, the bearish middle, the bearish Oreo middle. But it was crazy using that and market cipher on that one. Green dot showed in both places, and mapping the RSI indicated both reversals.
Man, you always like seem to come in with the really fascinating things with indicators, man. You're on it. It's good.
I seriously, I just like disappear into like, because I don't come in Discord that often. I'll like disappear
until you find something
from life for like 2 weeks, and I'll come out of my room with like a beard, and I'll be like, Eureka!
Hey, there's a new indicator. Yeah. Oh damn, that cube coin. It peeled right off that pump, but damn, that was a nice little pump there. I hope you took profit there, Tuggy Pepper. On cube. XYO. It was in a like a bullish pennant, or symmetrical triangle type thing, and it broke out to the upside. But we're gonna see if we can maintain that trend up. It looks like it's made a cup, basically, like it's almost double topped. Nice cup. Maybe this pullback is the handle that's currently in play, and then wherever we find support, even if it's here, that'd be good. Then we can break out and test that neckline to that cup, go higher. So I'm gonna draw a line for that. We'll see how it behaves. So it's not perfectly horizontal, but that's all right. Doesn't have to be. Here's a really nice cup and handle right here. So there's the cup. There's the handle, and then boom, there's the breakout. Huge rally up. There's another one right here. Cup, handle, up.
Yeah, so cup and handles actually play out on this one, unlike Doge. Doge does not obey the cup and handle at all, like whatsoever. Like it just like whether it's a cup and handle, inverse cup and handle, it doesn't. They never play out on Doge.
Yeah, well, XYO's been doing it real nice lately. Like, check this one out here.
Yeah, this coin's bullish as hell, man. I've been buying as much of it as I can.
It likes cup and handles, apparently. Bit of a head and shoulders just there, but that was like short-lived.
It sucks because like I'm not putting all of my. I've learned to not put all my eggs in one basket. But if I had done that with like several like coins that I've been in, then like I would still be better off. But it's like I don't know. I kind of like I've kind of submitted to like having the long-term goal.
You use the word some though there, so like you can think like that, and if you think that that would work better and you try it, just because it would have, should have, could have worked better with some of those coins, means that you might have taken massive losses in other ones by doing that. I think you're doing it smart.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Do we have Chemical in the house?
Looks like it. What's up, Chemical, if you're there?
Hey, Chemical.
Man, I'm like hitting the afternoon wall, you know, when you get tired. I didn't sleep great last night, and then I woke up early, and then I've been like jacked up on coffee, and now it's like now it's catching up with me. I'm like, oh damn.
My brother just asked me about that Saitama coin. What do you know about it, Rick?
Oh, Saitama? Yeah, not a whole lot. I know that it pumped like crazy.
It's funny, my brother, like earlier in the bull cycle, bought 3 Bitcoin, first crypto thing he ever did, and
wow.
then he just recently sold them. But now the next coin that he's looking at is Saitama. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah, that's quite the change. Yeah. Wow. Let's see. Saitama.
Yeah, it makes me feel bad that like I'm missing all these pumps and stuff, but also like I'm reserving like myself. I'm trying to like have some conviction and like be like, you know, like once I have like $5,000 to like not invest, but like an extra $5,000 sitting around, that's when I'll try to make those big like scalp trades again.
Yeah. Damn,
I just feel like
that
now's a better time to invest, but like also it's like I don't know, like it like I also don't want to risk my gains either. So it's like
just make sure you have an absolute system before you start. That's why I was taking like losses when I first started doing scalping, but you can't ever just Jesus take the wheel with the while you're scalping. It has to always be calculated. You always have to take profits on it. Like when I scalp now, like at the nearest resistance level, I take a 25% out of my trade. I move my stop loss up to my entry. Now it's impossible for me to lose.
Yeah. Super chat, Grade A Music. Thank you, Grade A. $5 super chat there. He says, thanks, Rick, and you're welcome. Thank you. He's another OG. Grade A Music. Very generous guy.
oh yeah, he's a cool dude.
Yeah, lots of airdrops in the Discord channels from Grade A. He is, as his name says, he is Grade A.
Indeed.
that's one airdrop I wish I still had from 2017-18. Rick, it was one of these wallets that gave $50 US of Stellar. Oh, spewing.
Oh yeah.
It was you'd have to look it up, but it was a. I had a friend that I introduced to crypto, and he was the master of scouring the internet for $5 of free money here, there, and everywhere, and he got onto it. Yeah, and I was happy enough with $50 back then.
Yeah, that's cool.
No, airdrops are the go. I don't
Good old
doubt them.
airdrops. Man, I remember when you held Neo, you would get gas. You'd get rewarded in gas or something for holding it. Do you remember that? I don't know if that's still the thing, if that's still the case.
Oh, but the right.
Neo sounds similar to Taco Bell.
If you hold it, you get gas. Yeah, that's it. I love that. Man, what happened to coin market cap? Like, oh no, there we go. I thought it changed its layout, but it was just my computer for some reason. So Solana is at $72.2 billion market cap. It's just ahead of Tether, and BNB is up to the $100 billion mark. Wow, that's had a run in the last couple of days. I remember when that was at, what was it, 550? People were talking about 550 just recently, and it's now at 600. Where's BNB? There it is.
Grade A just dropped 4.20 Doge, 420.
Beautiful.
Not in here in the radio station.
Oh, yep. Are you in there too?
Yeah, I just joined yesterday.
Nice. Yeah. Shout out to Tones. You know, the guy T1. If you haven't heard of him, he's got a new channel that he's building up called Crypto Radio. I'll have to hit him up and ask him if he wants me to share. I'm sure he wouldn't mind, but yeah,
That's
shout
a
out to that
pretty cool
channel.
idea.
Yeah, I'm sure it would, man. Crypto Radio, go check it out.
Yeah, so let me just copy the link here to it, and I'll share it. What I might do, I might hop into Crypto Radio and just have a, because Tone's in there, I'm just going to say, hey dude, I've got my stream up. Do you want me to shout out your channel? It's kind of late now, I've already done it, but alright, I'll be back in 1 minute, I promise.
I'm gonna go raid him with you.
Okay.
Get any $1 million, trillion, bazillion fucking gains up in this motherfucker?
Tone! What's happening, Tone? I've got my my YouTube stream up, and I was just shouting out your channel, that you've got a channel in the making.
Hey,
you happy
Tone,
for that?
This is a raid from Crypto Down Under.
Are you happy to have your channel shouted out? Do you want me to share your links and anything like that?
Of course, bro.
'Cause I'll do it.
Yeah,
Alright,
and we haven't even chatted about how I can help you, man. Just send me a message with.
Oh, good.
You know, just let me know what I can do, man.
Well, here we go. I'm gonna share the link to your Discord. Is that cool? In the YouTube chat.
Sweet.
And then
yeah, sweet. Thanks,
whoever
man.
wants to join that doesn't have the link.
And also,
find
dude,
it.
go up to like shill shit and post whatever links you got up there for all your stuff.
Oh yeah, sweet ads. Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Just so just somewhere where everyone can just dump what they do, you know.
Yeah. That's cool.
That goes for everyone too, not just Rick, guys. If anyone has any kind of business they want to promote or whatever, just go up to the shill shit text channel and drop it in there, man. Because I'm always cruising through and seeing what you guys are up to. It's cool.
Sweet ads. Here we go. Check out T1's new channel, Crypto Radio, and then there's a link to your Discord. And I guess you're still building, or getting the YouTube ready for like its maiden voyage.
It is being, yeah, we're almost ready to smash the champagne on it. Hopefully.
Sweet.
Oh yeah.
What up, boys
What's
and
up,
girls?
man?
What's up?
So
Coming in like a rock star.
Let me see the Crypto Radio channel. Here's a link to the
How you doing,
channel.
What's up, bro?
Crypto Radio YouTube channel.
What's that?
Jeez, you guys are airdropping like crazy over here.
That's how we
Dude,
do. That's how we
it
roll.
gets
Qui-Gon. That's how
ridiculous.
we roll.
It's good.
How's Qui-Gon tonight?
Doing good. How you doing, buddy?
Right on. I'm doing fantastic. Phenomenal. It's my Friday.
Friday, everyone loves Friday.
Oh yeah.
All right, guys. I'll dip back to my channel and I might wrap my stream up soon. We've covered quite a lot of stuff on TA, so I'm just gonna chill now.
Nice.
But I'll leave
Sweet
you guys
dude. Yeah,
to
come
it.
chill.
I'll swing
You guys
by.
should do,
Or come back and stream. I mean,
a raid.
whatever.
Have a cameo so for the last minutes of the stream.
Yeah. And I
Yeah,
next time I see Static on as
how long?
well,
How long you got?
I have to do the same thing with his channel. Raid his channel.
Yeah, dude. I don't mind raiding anyone's channel, man. It takes us a couple of seconds, and like,
Yeah. Cross
man,
promotion.
if it gets us a step past the algorithm.
That's it. That's it. All right.
I'm gonna grab
see
the guys
Adam's-
from
catch you guys
420 and
soon.
see if they want to raid real quick.
All right, I'm back. Back in Crypto Down Under. So, but yeah, just once again for those who are interested, the links to Crypto Radio's Discord channel and his YouTube channel are in the YouTube chat there. So check them out.
I'll jump over and join them for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got the
Tone.
same sort of attitude. Once I get to 1,000 subs on my channel, I'll actually start doing videos again. To that point, I'm like 10% of the way there.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, you can get monetized at 1,000 subscriptions. Yeah.
That's the point. If
Yeah.
it's worth me setting my cameras up to
Yeah,
to-
for sure. I encourage anyone who who has any doesn't have to be crypto. It could be any topic. If you think there's a group that's interested in what you got to do, make a channel.
I heard Tone say anyone chuck it up into the little group
Yeah,
he's got there.
he's got a promote yourself section. So
I'm gonna start while I'm trading, do live trading and cutting a stone to see if I can turn a
Oh, cool.
25 or a $50 rock into $500, and the same thing with the trade.
That'd be sweet. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Man, I you know what looks fun? Gold prospecting. I know some people might think it's boring as hell, but imagine coming across something like, I don't know,
I do
like
it.
10 grand. You do it.
Yeah,
sweet.
Some of my mates down here, I'm in with a heap of YouTubers in Tassie. You want to look up Tassie Boys prospecting and stuff like that. We've gone out with a hooker system, so it's an air pump. You sit on the side of the river, and
Yeah.
you literally act like a platypus, and you siphon it up out of the cracks. Down here in
That's-
Tasmania, every river's got it.
Wow. What's the have you found like any sizable chunks? Like what's your biggest?
My
find?
biggest is probably 1.8 gram little nugget, but I've
Oh,
got the
yeah.
attitude is if you're walking over flour gold, you're walking over, it's like small trades, getting 2%.
Oh
on a
yeah,
trade.
like collect up all the small stuff and pull it together.
Prospect for sapphires more than anything in that. It's just more satisfying to flip a sieve over and see, a piece of topaz or a sapphire sitting there.
Yeah, that'd
opposed
be
to a
awesome.
chunk of gold.
That's sweet. You should post up pictures in like the brag room in my Discord or wherever. And show
Actually,
people
I
what you
just
got.
cut a bit of Afghanistan tourmaline the other day, which, that was rags to riches. It comes
Wow,
up amazing.
that's really cool. All right, well, I might wrap this stream up. It looks like a lot of the people are dropping off anyway. Or I think the majority of the audience is from the US, from what I can remember from looking at the metrics of my channel, and it's like early morning for them. Oh no, wait, it's like late night. It's like 11:15 p.m. in New York. So
Yeah, party time.
yeah, there you go. What's up, Pozo?
Oh, nothing.
Hey,
Just long
Pozo.
for Shiba.
Oh yeah, Shiba.
He was
Yeah,
here
look
for
at
a
that.
little bit.
It found support somewhere. Yeah, cool. Let's get a bit of a...
Is my mic working?
Oh, there you are. Hey, what's up, Chemical?
Hi. Rick, your mic is terrible.
Is it?
Yeah.
What?
Isn't it? I mean, I've been listening to Pisket. It's just like maybe I'm just used to a good mic.
He sounds fine to me.
Yeah,
Kind
it
of-
sounds fine to me.
Really? Well, that's just. I guess it's
That's just the
'cause I-
raspiness of Rick's voice.
Yeah, I think his voice is sexy.
I don't know.
Rick, I think you could
So
make a lot
rugged.
of money talking to lonely American women on the phone.
I'm just used to a good mic. That's all.
Yeah, this is
Oh,
a.
because your mic is very chemical.
This is a
What?
blue. This
My
is called a
mic's
Blue
horrible.
Yeti microphone. It's not too bad. I think it's alright.
It's probably my end then. It's probably on my end.
Yeah, I don't know.
For once, you sound fine, chemical.
Yeah, your voice
Usually-
is coming through loud and clear. Yeah, it's good.
This is like the clearest I've ever heard your voice.
It's it comes and goes because I was just in Piscats and they were complaining about it. So,
That's weird.
He was complaining about it.
Yeah.
Oh well, that's to be expected.
All right. Well, to all the YouTube audience, if you want to keep talking, if you want to like join in on the conversation, if you got stuff you want to share, jump into the Discord. It's completely free. Come and say hi. Don't be shy. But for now, I'm gonna wrap the YouTube stream up, and I'll still be in here though, just having a chat. And yeah, thanks for tuning in, and thanks for all the likes and all the super chats, guys. To those who super chatted, and happy profits, happy trading. All right, see you on YouTube.
Thanks for
Till
joining us,
next time.
YouTube. Remember to smash that like and subscribe button, ring the bell so you know when Rick is going live,
Yeah.
so you can catch the next stream.
Chuck a quick goodbye in the messages too. Pump that chat up.
Yeah.
He gives
sleep-
great TA. You will not regret hitting that subscribe button. Trust me, it's one of the best decisions you can make.
If you're going to bed, have a good sleep, USA. And if you're just waking up, or it's afternoon in Australia at least, then or if you're staying up in the US, go grab a coffee. All right, see ya. Bye.